some absolutely gorgeous cars. Their first driver's title was won in 1952 by Alberto Ascari. Considered one of F1's most dominant and best-loved champions, he drove the iconic Ferrari 500 and defended his title the year after. It was Juan Manuel Fangio in his Ferrari 250 who secured the team's next driver's title in 1956. Remember, he was world champion 5 times with 4 different teams. Mike Hawthorne, Phil Hill and John Surtees also won titles for Ferrari in the 50s and 60s, and the cars back then were beautiful, and they even sounded great, didn't they? Anyway, Ferrari went 11 years without winning a title until Niki Lauda won in 1975 in the iconic 312T. Throughout much of the 80s and 90s, though, Ferrari looked like they'd never go all the way again. Le Professeur Alain Prost came pretty close in 1990, but lost out to his bitter rival and former teammate at McLaren, Ayrton Senna. It was only when John Todt recruited a swathe of staff from outside of Italy, including Michael Schumacher, that the glory days returned 21 years after their last driver's title. The turn of the century saw the prancing horse sprint to an unprecedented 5 consecutive championship doubles. And after Schumacher left, Kimi Räikkönen reclaimed the driver's title immediately. But despite employing 1,500 people, the Iceman remains the last Ferrari world champion. So, 16 constructors' titles, 7 more than McLaren, and 15 drivers' titles, 4 more than, again, McLaren. Ferrari are truly Formula One's top team. Forza Ferrari.
Good morning. How are you this Sunday? Welcome along to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name is Shebahn Aherne. Pleased to say, joined by former Chelsea Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
It wasn't to be for Hearts as Celtic secured their 5th Scottish Premiership title in a row.
Celtic 3, Hearts 1. There's no question now that Celtic will be the champions of Scotland for the 56th time.
All the reaction to that dramatic clash at Parkhead, and ask what's next for Hearts. And the White Rhino, Dave Allen, was defeated by Filip Hrgovic in Doncaster last night. That fight was live for you here on talkSPORT.
Jamie Moore is ending the fight. He's stopped it. He's come forward with the white towel and he said that the fight is all over, and Hrgovic wins a very, very one-sided heavyweight title.
Unlucky to the White Rhino. We'll look back on that fight this morning, and the FA Cup final went the way of Manchester City thanks to a moment of genius.
There is a Semenyo, a little backhill, try turn into the far corner. It's a wonderful goal to break the deadlock at Wembley. One of the great Wembley Cup final goals.
What's next for Pep? Chelsea fans, are you happy with Xabi Alonso? A deal has been agreed. You can get in touch this morning. 03717 22 3344 is the number. Celtic fans, you celebrating? Hearts fans, are you heartbroken? 81089. You can get in touch with us this morning on the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Tony, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Before we go anywhere, I just loved the golf yesterday. Before we get to the finals and all the other talk, enjoyed the golf. Do you know in the PGA, 16 different players led
Quite unheard of.
Well, yeah, to add the lead at a certain time, whether they were joint leaders, but 16 different players, and it's perfectly built up for the last day today because obviously people like Rory, Justin Rose had a great day yesterday as well, and others. So it's all in place for a great final round.
I was watching clips of Justin yesterday, Justin Rose. He looks brilliant.
Yeah,
the man's like defying age.
Yeah, he's always had that incredible mentality, hasn't he? You know, you just look at Justin Rose. He never, even if you look at him in the Ryder Cups and how well he's played, and in big moments, he just can keep his game together, and has been a fantastic ambassador and very humble, by the way. And when he loses, I think he shows great dignity when he is on the receiving end, like he did with Rory in the playoff, and the way he conducts himself, brilliant.
It's people like that you want to see win the majors because of the way that they do conduct themselves. And Rory, I mean, how does he do that?
Well, he played really well yesterday. Watched most of it as much as I could because obviously the FA Cup final, he went out about 4:00, and the FA Cup final, still watched the second half. But Rory got away off to a great start. And when he gets off to a great start, you always feel like he gets a bit of momentum. Done really well in the front line and held on. And the weather changed slightly, so the later starters had a bit of a disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
So it squashed them all down. It can, from 6 under now, and Rory's only 3 off the lead at 3. So yeah, really condensed.
We'll come to the cup final in just a second, but the scenes yesterday up the road in Glasgow, Cass.
Yeah.
As expected, you said it's going to be bonkers, and it was.
Yeah, it was, and there was some unsavoury scenes, and the game itself wasn't a lot of quality, but real high intensity. Hearts got the lead just before half time, and then obviously the penalty for the handball, 1-1, and I just felt the last sort of 10 minutes. Celtic looked like they were going to score. When Acho hit the post and they had chances, I just felt wave after wave of Celtic pressure was coming, and eventually they got the breakthrough. And as soon as the goal was offside, and you see it's onside, it's clearly an onside goal. And eventually, one thing that really bothers me sometimes, Shebahn, I said to yourself here, it's these goalkeepers going up, and there was about a minute and a half left, and okay, it's not the final play. But goalkeepers are going out. And yes, they would have probably lost the game anyway. But conceding a third in that moment, if it was the last action, a last corner or free kick, I'd go, okay, you can go up. But not minute and a half, 2 minutes before the end of the game.
Yeah. Considering the Hearts keeper had such a good game as well. 3-1 to Celtic in the end. We'll look back on all of that title win for Martin O'Neill. Let's get to Wembley now, where Manchester City defeated Chelsea 1-0 in the FA Cup final, live on talkSPORT.
This has been a classic FA Cup season
as we settle the oldest cup competition in world football.
As the game played, I don't actually think that we played that well.
Pedro nicks the ball off of Bernardo Silva, gets into the area, he's tossed to the floor by Kusanov, goes down, Darren England says no penalty.
Of course we started the second with a clear chance from Antoine in the header, but after they were better. 16
of the last 19 FA Cup finals at this redeveloped Wembley have been settled by a 1-goal margin.
Finals are about small details, small margin.
Haaland picks it up right side, tries to steer it to Semenyo, a little back heel, good turn into the far corner.
Listen, this game is being won by a moment of brilliance.
Arto's gone into the box, he's gone down under pressure from Kusanov, he looks for a penalty, and Darren England declines another one.
We don't seem to be getting the rub of the green on that. If that's anywhere else on the pitch, the ref gives a foul.
And Darren England blows the full-time whistle, and the cup double is complete.
10 years, 5 FA Cup finals is quite good, and winning 3. So, yeah, really pleased.
John Stones and Bernardo Silva grabbing the FA Cup by its handles, thrust it into the afternoon sky. They celebrate Manchester City being the FA Cup winners of 2026.
Congratulations, Manchester City. They claimed their 8th FA Cup thanks to a cheeky backheel from Antoine Semenyo that completes a domestic double for Pep, who achieved his 20th major honour as City boss. After the game, Guardiola shared his emotions with talkSPORT.
Yeah, really happy for the result, and for last 2 times we were here, we lost, and 10 years, 5 FA Cup finals is quite good, and winning 3. So yeah, really pleased.
Cass, in terms of the game, it wasn't a classic. In terms of Pep Guardiola, he seems in like really good form at the minute, and we keep blooming asking the guy who's got a job, when are you going? Is that the end for you? Are you going to be here next season? Does it spell that maybe it's coming to the end, or does it mean?
I have no idea. How can you second guess Pep Guardiola? I think he likes being vague and enjoys that uncertainty. Not only for the, I'm sure the club would have some sort of idea what Pep is doing, but I think the players had had very little.
Yeah.
It was a dud of a game. It wasn't a great game at all. Won by a moment of magic, which Scott Minto. I listened to Scott and Minto and Stuart Pearce talking about the penalty incidents, and Scott felt one of them should have been a penalty at least. Stuart felt both wouldn't have been given.
Yeah.
He didn't think they were enough to be given, and I sort of felt the same. It was a push in the back, wasn't there? It always goes back to, and I'll repeat myself sometimes too much on this one, but I just feel if it's a 12-yard shot from a spot on a one-on-one, it has to be certain pen, and I didn't think they were yesterday. Chelsea just lacked a bit of quality in certain areas. I mean, look, the lad up front, Liam Delap, he's not found his feet at all for Chelsea, and they've needed him at times. His header was clearly a header of a player totally out of sorts with confidence, because he's a big lad. He's leapt. He's got the height to head it down and try and find or make the keeper make a save. He doesn't. Yeah. And that's been a problem for Chelsea, because they spent 30 million knowing that they bought a young player who done it very well for Ipswich in the Premier League. And he's not even looked close to being that player.
It's a I
feel for him.
Do you think that'll come and go?
Well, he's got the Evan Ferguson sort of,
yeah,
that move up, goes to Brighton, looks like he's done really, really well. And then when he gets the crux of it is he ends up going out on loan, and then he's lost his form, and he's a young man. And Liam Delap's no different. I've seen it often enough where young players, if they lose their way during the course of a season, they haven't got the experience or the know-how to sort of be managed. Well, they don't get a chance because they can completely be side,
And like you say, as you've said so many times this season, then it's not as if he's got the experience in the Chelsea team to lean on. Everyone's just trying to get through and perform.
The big thing about the biggest clubs, they can't wait for you.
Yeah.
They can't wait for you to find your form, because there's too much at stake. Managers can lose their jobs, European positions, challenging for a title. You can't wait for players to find their form.
And you look at Antoine Semenyo and that cheeky back heel yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, player of the season.
Well, I've said it quite a lot this year that he's definitely in my top three, because what he did at Bournemouth and how he settled. I mean, he settled so quickly, hasn't he, at Man City, that he's literally turned up and looked like a City player from day one.
And also it shows you the beast that Manchester City is, to go and get players like Semenyo and Mark Guéhi in the last window, and who can slot into the team the way that they have. Yeah. But that's on those players. They've really stepped up. They've not fallen under the pressure. But, I mean, another cup.
Well, that's it. What do you think of this one, Shebahn? Because, we talk about all the data and the stats and recruitment and how you get the best players and you find gems. Of course there's. But also the proven. Semenyo and Mark Guéhi were both proven. Did you need to look at their numbers? Do you need to look at their data? Your eyes are telling you they're really two good players.
You want them in your team.
Mbeumo going to Manchester United, Cunha going to Manchester United, and others. Now, there's never, ever a guarantee on a transfer, but there are certain ones you don't need too much data on. You just go, we need these two, they're available, let's get them in.
And they've been brilliant for Manchester City. Another cup in the bag for them and for Pep Guardiola. But will that be his last Wembley appearance? City fans, feel free to pick up the phone this morning. 03717 22 3344. Could the domestic double make up potentially for not winning the Premier League this season? Or, I mean, we can't write that off just yet, but it looks pretty much done. You can call us this morning, 03717 22 3344 81089 if you want to send us a text. It's the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more. Coming up next, got our heart rate back to normal after yesterday's events at Parkhead, and we'll get into Celtic's title win next.
as we alluded to yesterday, Southampton are likely to face a sporting sanction if they're found guilty of spying charges. As a result, they could end up being thrown out of the playoff final to be replaced in that final by Middlesbrough instead, the team that they put out last night at the semi-final second leg stage. We said we'd look into this more thoroughly from a financial, legal expert point of view, and the very man who fits that bill is sitting to my right. Stefan Borsten joins us live in studio. And Stefan, good morning to you.
Hi.
We'll get into how this may or may not play out in the courts. Is there a precedent, Stefan, for chucking a team out of the playoffs?
Well, it happened to Swindon, but it was different. Well, not in terms of the playoffs, but in terms of sort of annulling the promotion. But it was a different situation. I mean, there's no situation where you've had it all come to a head within this small window around the playoffs. In terms of spying / espionage, there's really very few cases anywhere in football in respect of this. So you've got the Leeds situation that we know about, where it was systematic. They ended up with a £200,000 fine. And effectively, the other part of the sanction was to vote in favour of the rule that then came in. This rule that we're now talking about in terms of the 72-hour rule. That was part of the agreement on that. So that brought the rule in. The only other case is actually from the from the Olympics with Canada's women's team. And FIFA in 2024 docked them 6 points.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win, because we're giving one lucky listener the chance to win a massive £25,000.
Oh my God.
Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could win 25 grand in your hand, tax free.
Oh, that's incredible.
Get that winning feeling courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Thank you very much.
Find out how to enter now at talksport.com/win.
Good morning, Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne Tony Cascarino. Bangaranga. Oh, hello. It's slowed down a wee bit. Okay. This is Bulgarian artist Dara. This was the winning song at Eurovision last night.
Oh, right.
I didn't know it was Eurovision. Under a rock.
I know. I heard the thing about semi-finals and all this sort of talk.
Yeah, I thought I was down with the
What happened to the old-fashioned Eurovision and all the...
And the points and...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I've heard, I mean, they might still do that because I haven't watched Eurovision for years. But I did hear there was a semi-final.
Yeah, they still do that, apparently.
Oh, they do. No, but, you know, do they... I never remember the semi-final one. Wasn't there a show the other night that was the semi-final? I sort of heard.
No, Cass.
Unless I've got it completely
I want to say, yeah, you are right, DJ.
Oh, I am right.
You're right.
Okay, yeah. I heard that and I remember thinking semi-final.
Right, uh-huh. It's like...
Is it at home and away, or
it's like Christmas in some houses? They go mad for Eurovision, don't they?
I mean, it is. I think it's a good. If you watch it and you see some of the people there are some really wacky people, extravagant, being polite, but it is something quite unique about different countries, all the dress styles you see.
This sounds like a
it's a
summer tune, doesn't it? UK, by the way, we finished last. Brilliant. Listen, it's the taking part that counts. Well done, everyone. By the way, later on today, we're going to be joined by golfer Eddie Pepperell to discuss the latest from the PGA Championship. We'll have updates on the last day throughout the evening here on talkSPORT as well with our Rupert Bell. And it's time now for a bit of this Celtic chat. We were waiting for it. You were waiting for it. Yeah, Celtic fans partying all day yesterday. Some of them getting themselves in some states in trouble that they shouldn't be involved in. But here we are. Celtic came from a goal down to defeat Hearts 3-1 at Parkhead. 2 late goals to deny Derek McInnes' side their first title since 1960. I'm going to go straight to Martin O'Neill now. After the game, he gave a heartfelt speech in front of the fans at Celtic Park.
This is the most special place on earth. I think that when there is absolute unison in this stadium, it is a sight to behold. And I think, obviously, the players have been absolutely magnificent, epitomised by the captain. But overall, we could not have won it without you. Absolutely not. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Such a special moment there at Paradise yesterday with Martin O'Neill and the team, Captain Callum McGregor, and floods of tears. You can tell that one really, really meant everything to the lads. Absolutely. For Hearts not to be, of course, they went ahead thanks to Lauren Shankland. And then Celtic were the better team in the second half. Dyson Meada's energy in that last 10-15 minutes was simply incredible.
Well, you could see that Hearts were struggling because they had a number of changes, didn't they? And their players got
gone
injured.
down and injuries, that's a shame.
Their squad was tested to the limit, and the last 10 minutes, it just felt like the winner was coming. And fair play to Hearts. I mean, I watched the whole game yesterday. It lacked a bit of quality, but what do you expect in a final game? That so much is hanging in the balance where you've Hearts. I thought they played really well first half.
They did.
I thought they were by far the better team.
Very organised, aren't they? So organised.
Well, Trusty kept getting on the ball, and they clearly isolated him to go, you can have it, and we're okay with that. And of course, a number of changes happened for Hearts. It made a bit of a difference. And second half, and as the game wore on, like I said, it just looked more likely that Celtic were going to get that winner, which came. I mean, there were some unsavoury scenes as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, so when the third goal went in from Callum Osmond, as you mentioned earlier on, the Hearts keeper was further up the pitch. That goal went in with about 30 seconds remaining of injury time. And the pitch invasion happened. I wish I'd counted it number by number, but it looks at something about 250, 300. Yeah. Idiots is what they are. Out of something like 60,000 good people who are at the stadium. Now, one thing I want to mention, because Celtic are getting hammered this morning, right? They're getting hammered. They're staying in Scottish football. We've seen some unsavoury scenes, as Cass said, but everybody else in that stadium booed that pitch invasion because it's just the minority, but they take centre stage because it's scenes like that everybody talks about. Now, also, Hearts, they got straight on that bus. They went out in their kits and got straight on the bus to leave Parkhead. They released a statement soon after from the bus, obviously physically and verbal abuse that went towards the players. I saw Derek McInnes getting sworn at. Again, that would just be an idiot. Lauren Shankland, somebody's run up to him and Lauren Shankland looks like he's defended himself. Get away from me, and he's entitled to do that. We shouldn't be going near players on a pitch. Nobody should be doing that. One thing I will say is that everybody wanted Hearts fairy tale because they watched one game last week and didn't agree with the handball. Everybody wanted the fairy tale. But as a Celtic fan and as a Martin O'Neill fan, that is your fairy tale. He's 74 years old, back twice for the second time in one season. You know, a Celtic hero to win a title like that. That is what we should be focusing on this morning. But it's the 250 idiots that take it away from everybody else. Credit to Hearts, credit to Scottish football this season, Cass. To Motherwell, who've been great, Falkirk, who've been brilliant, St Mirren won the cup, Hearts just upset the whole apple cart, Rangers and Celtic had a shocker. Celtic to win it in this fashion, I think there has to be more respect on that as well.
Yeah, it ended up panning out to be, which we said before, and should be a great day for Scottish football. And it ended up being the reverse. And there's a title winner in there, which is Celtic. I think Hearts did the right thing, get out the stadium and get away. Because, and I'm glad that not too much was said. Look, when the dust settles, you'll see a manager that will be upset. Look, it's very hard to guide the emotions of the Hearts players when they've, been leading for so long and ended up losing the title. That's very painful. So you're best off getting away, not saying too much, and then reflecting on it afterwards. They've had a fantastic season, Hearts, and it's been taken away from them at the death. And look, sometimes it can be really painful. But what do you do when fans, and like you said, minorities, end up taking it upon themselves to go, we're going on the pitch? What is, the club can have as many. I can remember there's been instances where I've gone to Millwall and, you can hear the tannoy, the guy on the tannoy is shouting out, please do not enter the pitch repeatedly for 20 minutes, and other stadiums. And fans they choose to still do it.
Yeah.
Okay. And the moment you get fans on the pitch with players, and if you're a player, and I've been there myself because I've been punched in the face a good few times, been on the pitch when there's been literally an invasion of fans. And I say an invasion, I still mean in a 100 plus. And what you're going to do? You're going to, if someone hits you, you're probably going to hit them back as well.
You're defending yourself.
Oh, you're defending yourself, because if you see yourself in a situation where you're going to go, something's going to happen here, something will happen from yourself as well. And I just think it was a sad day, because it's ended up being the whole talk of the week, and the whole talk now is not really about Celtic winning the title, because Martin O'Neill, whatever we say, turned that club around. He did. He turned it around. They were absolutely going nowhere under Wilfred Nancy. Yeah. They weren't even making the top three. Yeah. Right? Motherwell would have finished in front of them. Rangers would have finished in front of them. Celtic, Hearts would have definitely finished in front of them. Yeah. He turned it around, and he won't get much credit for that. But, the reason they had a chance was because of mine.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Build the statue. Build it now, and
I didn't agree with Martin in midweek when he said about the penalty on what Hearts had against them. I didn't agree with Martin. I felt it was harsh. I didn't see it as a penalty, but that happens in footballs, and sometimes you have to take things on the chin that you're not going to like. But then we can all give an example, can't we, of how Celtic were hurt during the course of a season, how Hearts were, how Rangers were, and whoever. We can all give examples of that. That's what sport is.
Yeah, we said it in the last Old Firm when there was the pitch invasion there as well. And I need to be clear about this. If you're from that area, that is what it's like. And not to mention what it can also be like in areas of Glasgow. There's poverty, there's homelessness. With that, there are certain groups of people that flourish on trouble. It doesn't represent all Celtic fans. So I do feel a little bit protective today of that. This is the stain of Scottish football, because this was also an amazing day for Celtic Football Club.
Well, okay.
So I do feel like I think that's 250 people. Listen, there's clips of them out in the street fighting with each other.
Yeah.
Some people are an absolute disgust. They can't handle it.
I was about to say to you, Shebahn, there's a big thing here, and the large majority of fans for any football club, not just Celtic, any football club, really don't get pleasure out of their fans doing some of the things they do.
Exactly.
That is a guarantee all over. There's fans that get really upset about their own fans reacting in that manner.
Yeah. And one thing I will say as well is that if you're going to Parkhead, don't expect it to be like Disneyland. You are going to a hostile atmosphere. And I think the intimidation, the menacing and threatening atmosphere that Derek McInnes and the players experienced yesterday at that time, they were right to get on the bus and get out of there. And they would have been heartbroken getting on that bus as well. They've done the right thing to get out. They've protected themselves. They've protected the players. But it's a handful of idiots that spoil it for everyone else. And I think that was the best title win I've ever seen to Celtic and Martin O'Neill. So thank you, Scottish football. It's been an unreal season. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we'll discuss the Sunday Times Rich List. David Beckham is on it. He's now Beck's the Billionaire. We'll get into it next.
You've got Madonna, Shakira and BTS are going to headline the halftime show at this summer's World Cup final on July the 19th. The halftime show during last summer's Club World Cup in the United States between Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain lasted more than 24 minutes. This is going to be the first time that there has been a halftime show at a World Cup final. I've got a terrible feeling that you're going to tell me you have no problem with this.
No, I haven't got an issue with it.
Oh, God.
But then I'm used to... Listen, I love American sports. People know that. I love American sports. I love the Super Bowl halftime show. Of course, it's not going to be for everyone, and I get that. I've got no issue with that at all. But what they're going to have to do is make sure that they've got plenty of bikes in the dressing rooms, the warm-up areas to keep the legs moving, because I've been to halftime, 24 minutes, that is long. Especially when the intensity of the game, then you go in and you cool down a little bit, and then you talk about 25 minutes before you get yourself back out there. They have to keep
Aaron, you know when you say that you love American sports and you therefore don't mind the intrusion of a halftime show, I kind of get it. I went to a Super Bowl, Snoop Dogg was there.
That was unbelievable, that one.
Yeah, and that was great because it was a Super Bowl. But I wouldn't necessarily want that at an FA Cup final. I think when you buy into the American experience, you get the American experience. Why are we getting the American experience in a game that doesn't necessarily need one?
Probably because it's in America. I think if it was elsewhere, it probably wouldn't be. That wouldn't be the case because it's in America.
Although we started to get it in Champions League finals, haven't we? We've had Dua Lipa at a Champions League final.
Yeah, you know, I get it. It's not for everyone, and I've got no argument. If people come on here and say, "Nah, it's rubbish, I hate it," then listen. You're going to get no argument from me. I just quite like it. But then also as well, it depends on the act. Like, listen, Shakira, I know a couple of her songs. Madonna, I'm not a fan of Madonna. I know she's a legend, but that's not my cup of tea.
morning to you. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn Aherne. Former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino is here. Some of your headlines in the WSL. Arsenal clinched an automatic Champions League spot with a 3-1 win over Liverpool on the final day. Alessio Russo scored twice for the Gunners. Saracens continued their surge towards the playoffs with a 30-14 victory over Gloucester to move at 3 points off fourth in the Prem table. And talkSPORT understands Xabi Alonso has agreed a deal in principle to become the new manager of Chelsea. He's set to sign a 4-year deal. Alex Crooks suggests that the announcement confirming the appointment could be coming very, very soon.
We reported last night, actually, that Xabi Alonso was close to an agreement to become Chelsea's new manager. We now understand at talkSPORT that there is a verbal agreement in place. He's been offered a 4-year contract.
Which makes us think, Cass, that the model of the club will be different. Maybe for Xabi Alonso, he'll get a bit more control.
I hope so, because I don't like one narrative, and that is the only way you should go about your business. And Chelsea have been stuck in this, idea for so long that only youth and potential is the reason why this club will be successful one day. Well, it's proved to me and others that idea is flawed.
Yeah.
You've got to have a bit of everything.
Well, there's reports that it won't be head coach, he'll be the manager. So that's a bit of a change in model for Chelsea. Chelsea fans, are you down about the cup final? But is this a good way to pick you back up again? 03717 22 33 44. Let's focus now on the latest Sunday Times Rich list. It's out. Tony Cascarino is on it.
I wished.
In there.
I wished I was last on it. That I do. I'd be last. If anything I could be last on, it would be the Rich list.
Yeah, you'd take it all day long, wouldn't you? Brand Beckham has seen its stock at an all-time high this year. Sir David now officially reaching the billionaire status.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury also making it to the Rich list for the first time.
Yeah.
What?
$1 billion.
Billion.
So we're talking dollars or sterling?
Pounds.
Yeah.
Let's discuss Bex, some of the other sports people on the list, with Rob Watts from Compiler. Morning, Rob. How are you?
Morning. I'm well. Hi, Shebahn. Hi, Tony. Sorry to miss you off, Tony. Maybe next year.
Well, I was gonna say that because obviously sometimes you can get the difference in, is it dollar or is it, obviously it's the Times in England, so it's actually sterling. So there is a difference in that as well.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And there's some people who proudly say they're billionaires, but they're dollar billionaires, not sterling. And the challenge for me with Beckham was I was constantly converting back and forth, because a lot of his assets, or a lot of his real wealth, it's not here. It's in the States. There's lots of wealth in terms of the stake in Inter Miami. And what's even more valuable than the stake in the club actually is the property he's built off the side of it. Freedom Park, this massive array of offices, restaurants, hotels, residential houses as well. So yes, dollar sterling, keeping on top of that always keeps me on my toes.
Absolutely. I mean, tell us about the job that you do. You compile the Rich list. You're part of all of this. How do you work it all out? I mean, how do you know these figures?
So we've been doing this for 38 years. I'm the second person to do it. I wish I could say my life was jumping from one super yacht to the next. It ain't, unfortunately. The majority of what I do, 90% of it is trawling through very, very boring accounts, shareholdings in public companies, land registry documents, things like that. But about 10% of it is also talking to these people, because about between a third and a half of people on the Sunday Times Rich List talk to us about their wealth. Why do they do that? Well, they do that because they see what we've been doing as a matter of public record. We've been doing it a long time. They know we're going to have a crack at their wealth because we believe, well, we do it for two reasons, really. We do it because we think it's an important part of a functioning democracy. We know where wealth lies and where it's being accumulated. But we know also our readers find not all of these people, but some of these people absolutely inspiring, and they want to know where they came from and how they did it. And a lot of these people have come from extremely humble backgrounds, expelled from school, left school without any qualifications, struggled in work in their 20s and 30s, and perhaps only started their business in their 40s. So it's a jigsaw puzzle, but it keeps me busy all year round.
Rob, is there any sort of DNA in these people that why do they become so rich, and also are they massive risk takers as well?
Yes, the appetite for risk I find absolutely extraordinary at times. So these are people who often roll the dice, mortgage the house, quit the job, and have the guts and gumption to start a business and go for it. And we were talking about a main list of 350 people in the Sunday Times list today that's published today. You can read it online if you like, but if you want a lovely, nice print magazine to hold and go through, then it's in the paper today. They are all very, very different. It's a really diverse ecosystem. I'd say one thing has changed. That first edition in 1989, it looks like these days like a rogues gallery of white, elderly, mostly elderly men, earls, dukes, aristocrats. Sunday Times Rich List is now dominated by self-made people.
Yeah.
And that is something we know our readers, they may be uncomfortable with massive wealth. Bear in mind, to get on this list, you would need wealth of £340 million. These are huge, huge sums.
Yeah.
But we know our readers find some of them very inspiring. And we also know they're more comfortable, I think, with the younger rich list, our 40 under 40, which includes many names from the worlds of sport: Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, go on.
Yeah.
And we know people there somehow, but when the wealth is at the earlier stage and where people there's a sort of go on my son, go for it, well, daughter, go for it quality that some of these people have, very easy to rate with, and some sort of billionaire who looks as if they're bulletproof.
Well, I want to ask you this, Rob, because is it because obviously family money can be a big reason, but there's also families that have had their children and they've grasped the business side of it and actually increased the wealth of the family by a huge way.
It's really interesting, isn't it? That, I mean, I think I've spent 10 years talking to a lot of these people. What I do think is they had deeply more problematic relationships with their children than us muggles, really, us normal folk. And we've done an interview today with someone who mentors the children of the very rich. And it seems like, a lot of people listening to this, watching this, who take the view, these people must be living the dream, just balls of love, never have to work. Actually, there are all sorts of difficulties with that. The children can find themselves tapped on the shoulder at 17, 18 and asked, when are you going to go into the family business? And the children turn around and say, well, hang on, this business is just your business. Your obsession with your business that you dad started ruined my childhood.
Yeah. Well, look at the
and now you want to ruin my life going into that. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, look at the public fallout of David Beckham, Victoria Beckham and their son Brooklyn. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors, really, and I hope that they can all put that right, because it's a shame, but you wonder if money would be a big factor of all that as well, just not the normal upbringing, because there's so much money. No judgments there at all. Listen, Rob Watts, thank you so much for that. We appreciate your time, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Very interesting. Cheers, Rob.
Cheers, pleasure.
The Rich List is out now. I think Ali McCoist is just behind Harry Kane, actually, on the Rich List. Rob Watts, Sunday Times Rich List compiler there. On the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Coming up next, this morning's Back Pages.
Another developing story this morning coming out of Manchester United. Manchester United have reportedly reached out to other potential candidates, but wish to speak to Michael Carrick first. What do you read into that? is the significant fact of that Carrick gets first dibs in speaking to those who will make the ultimate decision.
Well,
in other words, he's leading the way.
I find it strange how these things come out. Like, who is it leaking the fact that United have spoken or speaking to other candidates before they speak to Michael? I mean, it's bizarre, especially when you're talking about one of the biggest clubs in the world. Can they not do business? Can they not keep their own counsel? I find that a bit bizarre, but he's done really well. And, with the position they were in to where he's got them, you could argue he deserves another go at it and bring some players in the summer. And I wouldn't say that's a huge risk. The progression they've made under him, I'd give him another go. Yeah.
Yeah. Significant, Simon, that they want to speak to Carrick first.
Yeah, again, I don't know who's briefing in and whether it's coming from Carrick's side or whether it's coming from Man United's side as to the briefing in as to why Man United need. You can employ an England manager without anyone knowing about it, but they can't seemingly have a conversation amongst themselves without broadcasting it to the media. I don't understand why that is the case. I still think it's fraught with lots of questions that need to be asked and answered about the position of someone that becomes in moments of adversity. We've seen no moments of adversity for Carrick, really. He's done the job, so it makes it a conundrum.
Good morning. How are you today? You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne, former Aston Villa and Marseille striker Tony Cascarino. It's hot now, isn't it?
Yeah, we've warmed it up in the studio. By the way, do you know the difference between an American billion to a trillion?
No.
So in America, it's 1,000 billion. But Europe, it used to be historically the UK as well, it would be a million.
Right. Are there any trillionaires?
I think there would be. Yeah, there would be. Businesses certainly owned, but actual individual. Elon Musk is the richest person in the world, isn't he? But if you look at family wealth, which is different, especially in Saudi Arabia, I'm sure there is.
There was, I remember a tweet one time not too long ago, it said, Elon Musk, the richest guy in the world, even if he gave everybody in the world £1 million each, he would still be a billionaire.
I don't know how they'd work that out. That doesn't.
How many people are there in the world?
Well, there's eight and a bit billion.
Yeah. So if he gave, he's like worth
$450 billion.
Exactly. So if he gave everyone $1 million, he'd still be a billionaire. So you should think about that. Right, time now for this. Samuels.
Yeah, good morning. Very dramatic morning so far.
It is dramatic, isn't it?
I'd quite like to be on the rich list one day. I dare say it's not going to happen. Cass?
What would it be for?
I said it'd be at the bottom of it. I'd take that all day long.
Yeah.
What would it be for if you were to get on the rich list? What's your little...
That's a good point, actually. Well, I thought that I'd written a very successful, potentially global game show at one point very recently.
Yeah.
And I'm still hoping to sell it somewhere around the world. So maybe that'll make my millions. Who knows? I'll be like the new Richard Osman.
See, Jack Charlton used to say, because he said, money can't buy your health. And that's a common phrase most of the people used to say, yeah?
Health is wealth.
Yeah, and then he'd say, but I'm a lot healthier with my money. And the health is everything. Health is, to me, the most important.
Well, that's it. I mean, as Matt had mentioned there earlier on, Rob, the money that comes that affects, the way you are. Like, we all know people who might have a lot of money, but they might not have the health and they would pay anything for that, or their family, Sorry, Sam, continue with the back pages.
You're healthy, Sam, aren't you?
Well, I think so. He says stuff.
You don't look it, pal.
Yeah, quite, yeah. After 3 hours sleep. Ignoring Trent now would be a peculiar brand of lunacy. So says Martin Samuel in the Sunday Times this morning. He says, will Tuchel look a gift horse in the mouth We will find out on Friday when he names his World Cup squad. As Trent Alexander-Arnold was most recently left out of a group of 35, however, this nag might not be so much have its dentures inspected as its tonsils taken out. Look, it's a terrible pity for White that he has injured Ben White, but not so much of a calamity for England. It was, after all, his decision to withdraw from international duty, he says. And then he goes on to explain why he thinks that it's effectively the bit of a white elephant not picking Trent Alexander-Arnold in the squad with his abilities from dead ball, etc. What do you think, Cass? Do you think that he says basically no other country would even be having this debate when it comes to calling up Trent Alexander-Arnold?
Yeah, I definitely think there's many countries that would have Trent in a heartbeat. Yeah, without a doubt. His qualities offensively, and I think there's always opportunities that you could play him, whether it's a group phase game or a knockout stage, or bring him on if you didn't think he was a worthy starter. Trent has got an ability to, do things that many players can't. So I do see the sense of picking someone like Trent. Of course I do.
Do you think it's cutting his nose off to spite his face not picking him? Do you think he's sort of working against himself and his chances of winning the tournament if he leaves a player like him?
Well, you take 23 players to the tournament, is it? Now the squad size is 23, 25?
Yeah.
Okay, you're not going to use about 5 or 6 of them or will hardly get a kick of the ball. Now, Trent wouldn't be one of them. I think if you needed someone and there was a free kick and there's 20 minutes to go and you're losing 1-0 against, creating a scenario.
26-man squad.
Yeah, 26-man squad. I wouldn't think of anybody better that could come on, and I would have said the same about Beckham. That was one of his major qualities, that in a moment he could win you a game. And we saw yesterday a moment won Man City the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And their moments are big. So if you've got a moments player, of course you should pick someone like that.
In tight games, which often, particularly international tournament knockout games, aren't they?
Yeah.
Tight games decided by very fine margins.
Sam, penalty shootouts, they're quite common. Lots of teams have won the World Cup going through penalty shootouts.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly that. Now, let's talk about another English player who's going to be on the agenda today at Old Trafford, Man United against Nottingham Forest, live on talkSPORT from 12:30. Elliot Anderson has been hailed by Michael Carrick ahead of today's clash. They've identified Forest star Anderson, 23, it says here, by Samuel Luckhurst in The Sun, as their dream midfield signing. Despite interest from Manchester City, City are considered the front runners for the England midfielder, but United have not given up hope of landing a player nicknamed Geordie Maradona by Forest fans, and he's expected to start today, which might be sort of his audition for a number of things, including the City, a place at City next season, possibly a place at United next season, and of course a place in the World Cup. So he's obviously a superstar. I wouldn't say a hidden gem. You would expect he'll get a big move, wouldn't you, this summer, Elliot Anderson?
Well, if Forest are prepared to let him go, yes. Who gets him? How many are in for him? I would imagine there's more than 2 clubs. I would imagine nearly everybody who could get him if they felt whatever he's cost 80 million or whatever the fee is, there'll be a number of clubs that would certainly pay it. So it's down to him of what choice he would go. Where would he go to? As a Liverpool fan, I would love an Elliot Anderson come to our club.
Right.
Because I think it's something Liverpool sorely need. But then there's Manchester United, we can make the same argument, and others, and European. He's going to be a wanted man. Sometimes players have so much choice that nearly every leading club in Europe want them.
Yeah, and of course United are after him as a potential replacement for Casemiro, who's going to be quite big, enormous boots to fill, isn't he, Shebahn? He's on his amazing farewell tour. He's got 9 Premier League goals this season.
Can we U-turn on that?
I know.
Should we not U-turn on that? The wages are crazy, but experience like that, Cass.
Do you not think a little bit of he's got himself in the best shape he can because there's a World Cup coming as well?
Yeah.
And he has been great. He has been. His form in the second part of the season has been tremendous. And, but there's a World Cup coming. And obviously he's got a deal on the table to move elsewhere.
Yeah.
Man United might think, well, we've got someone coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. And last but not least, it's a huge game today. Newcastle against West Ham, massive, bottom of the table, 5:30. That's going to be an absolute cracker. Really, you think this is West Ham's last chance of survival, isn't it? Spurs going to Chelsea in midweek. But piece by James Sharp in the Mail on Sunday today. Will Nuno finally trust Wilson to save Hammers? Now, he's got 6 Premier League goals this season, Callum Wilson, and he's really shown flashes of his brilliance, hasn't he, in terms of in front of goal, off the bench. Do you think that he should be trusted now, Cass, to play, just to lead the line for West Ham today?
Well, I don't think you have to trust him. You know his qualities, Sam. And he is
Just
a guy
his
that
injury
can
prone,
get
isn't he?
it. Well, of course, yes, injury. But, you're talking a one-game scenario where someone who can put the ball in the back of the net, like he did against Arsenal, OK, it was disallowed, but he's capable of that. It's against his old club. Always want a point to prove when you play your old club. Callum Wilson is a player I would absolutely be looking at today to make the difference, because if they win, they put a huge amount of pressure on Spurs. I listened to Scott Minto talk about this, I think yesterday or Friday, chatting about the importance of winning before Spurs play.
Yes.
Put that pressure on them, Yep. And that's what's at stake today. Can West Ham go to Newcastle, get a result that literally puts the pressure 100% back on Spurs?
Yeah, and it's a dilemma for Nuno. Half of Wilson's goals have come off the bench. Newcastle have conceded 20 in the final 15 minutes of games this season, more than anyone else. So that'll be interesting to see whether he starts him or brings him off the bench.
Very much so. Newcastle, West Ham, all the updates on talkSPORT tonight. Sam Stevens, thank you very much. Don't forget, 12:30 today, Manchester United take on Forest live here on talkSPORT. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter, working with you. Good morning.
James Corden is with us in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning, mate.
Good morning, James.
So happy to be here.
It's our pleasure. How are you?
I'm really well. Yeah, I'm very good.
Thank you for coming in.
It's a pleasure.
It's lovely. We've got so much to talk to you about.
For sure.
Before we talk about football, right?
Yes.
I was just going over old stuff that you've done, right?
Mm.
And I was watching with my producer Ollie this morning when you did the Sports Personality of the Year. I think it was 09, 07, I can't remember. It was nearly 20 years ago. And you stood up in front of everyone, right?
Yes.
You gave, as Smithy, you gave this massive speech.
Smithy won Coach of the Year.
And I said to the producer, he's got a good memory, right? How nerve-wracking must that have been for you? Was that just insane? Did you have autocue on that? Or was that...
Well, yeah, no, there was a prompter, but the issue was with that is we shot that 8 minutes before they went live for Sports Personality, so we only had one. We could only do it once.
Yeah.
From the standing up in the crowd, the walking through, doing all the stuff. So also, we had to make sure that lots of people were in the audience, because at Sports Personality they all wait in this room before they go out, and we had to go up to like Freddie Flintoff, and what we had to say to him, we had to go, Freddie, we're going to do this thing. Don't laugh along,
okay?
Because it can't look like it's like a sort of roast monologue.
Yeah,
which is why Freddie's such a brilliant actor. Looks so angry in that we just like make out like it's real. Don't just laugh along when we start saying all these things to different people. And the only instruction I was given was you can't interact with Capello, because they were like, you're not allowed to interact with Capello.
As Lewis Hamilton, now at Ferrari, dares to dream of a record 8th F1 world title, the Tifosi will be hoping the Brits can bring glory back to Italy. To many, Ferrari and Formula One are inseparable. They're the only team in the sport today to have competed in the first World Championship in 1950, are the most successful team in history, and have built some absolutely gorgeous cars. Their first driver's title was won in 1952 by Alberto Ascari. Considered one of F1's most dominant and best-loved champions, he drove the iconic Ferrari 500 and defended his title the year after. It was Juan Manuel Fangio in his Ferrari 250 who secured the team's next driver's title in 1956. Remember, he was world champion 5 times with 4 different teams. Mike Hawthorne, Phil Hill and John Surtees also won titles for Ferrari in the 50s and 60s, and the cars back then were beautiful, and they even sounded great, didn't they? Anyway, Ferrari went 11 years without winning a title until Niki Lauda won in 1975 in the iconic 312T. Throughout much of the 80s and 90s, though, Ferrari looked like they'd never go all the way again. Le Professeur Alain Prost came pretty close in 1990, but lost out to his bitter rival and former teammate at McLaren, Ayrton Senna. It was only when John Todt recruited a swathe of staff from outside of Italy, including Michael Schumacher, that the glory days returned 21 years after their last driver's title. The turn of the century saw the prancing horse sprint to an unprecedented 5 consecutive championship doubles. And after Schumacher left, Kimi Raikkonen reclaimed the driver's title immediately. But despite employing 1,500 people, the Iceman remains the last Ferrari world champion. So, 16 constructors' titles, 7 more than McLaren, and 15 drivers' titles, 4 more than, again, McLaren. Ferrari are truly Formula One's top team. Forza Ferrari.
Good morning, how are you today? You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT with me, Shebahn Aherne, and former Chelsea and Celtic striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
So it wasn't to be for Hearts as Celtic secured their 5th Scottish title in a row. They left it late, but in the end it was the dream finish for Celtic Park.
Celtic 3, Hearts 1. There's no question now that Celtic will be the champions of Scotland for the 56th time.
We're still waiting for the ref to blow the full-time whistle. Absolute scenes up at Parkhead. We'll have all the reaction to that dramatic clash and ask what's next for Hearts. Ryan Stevenson is going to be with us a little bit later on the show. Former Hearts player himself. Also, Dave Allen missed out on his fairy tale homecoming as he lost to Philip Hergovich in Doncaster, live on talkSPORT.
Jamie Moore is ending the fight. He's stopped it. He's come forward with the white towel and he's said that the fight is all over and Ergovich wins a very, very one-sided heavyweight title.
Not to be for Dave Allen. We'll look back on all of that this morning. And Manchester City have done the domestic double after beating Chelsea yesterday, thanks to a bit of class from Semenyo in the FA Cup final.
There is a Semenyo, a little backhill, try turn into the far corner. It's a wonderful goal to break the deadlock at Wembley. One of the great Wembley Cup final goals.
Brilliant goal indeed. You can react to all of that. Chelsea fans, we want to hear from you this morning. How do you feel about Xabi Alonso? We believe a deal has been agreed. An announcement might be happening as soon as today. Celtic fans, where are you at this morning? Still out celebrating? And Hearts fans, how you getting over this one? 03717 22 3344 81089 if you want to get in touch. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Good morning. Yeah. Most of you getting in touch in the text messages, really not happy with the scenes at Parkhead yesterday. Boney being in touch. Paul mentions Jill saying you can't condone that. Dan in Oxford saying there were more than 250 fans on the pitch. What are we doing here? What's up with cheating Celtic fans running on the field? A lot of unhappy people at Celtic and the behaviour yesterday at Parkhead. More on that to come up on the show. Let's talk about Mo Salah.
Yes. Oh.
Mo.
Oh.
Yeah. He said yesterday on Instagram, us crumbling to yet another defeat this season was very painful and not what our fans deserve. I want to see Liverpool go back to being the heavy metal attacking team that opponents fear and back to being a team that wins trophies. If that's not a dig at Arne Slot, then I don't know what is.
Well, they've lost 19 games this season in all competitions. Liverpool have lost 6 of the last 10. Not been good. And it's not been good viewing. When I finished my career in 2000, Shebahn, I done an article about Marseille and I spoke out about their badge and what it meant on the badge. And it says droit au but, which means straight to goal, or more precise, right to goal, which meant an attacking style. And I suggested in that the PSG play more that. They should have that on their badge, which is like, you can't say that. And the journalist said to me at the time, he said, are you sure what you're saying? I said, well, my feeling is that Marseille should never, because their greatness as a football club was about attacking play, attacking football, and went after teams. At home, you were never given anything at Marseille. You had to earn everything. And I stood by it. Yeah. And I thought I'd get pelters, and I didn't. I got a lot of Marseille fans who actually agreed that they wanted their team to play an attacking style. This isn't a transitional season. This is a season that's been eye-opening to me, watching Liverpool be dismantled so easily, so often. And I look at the club and I think Liverpool fans really demand their team. And there are many teams in world football, including your Manchester United, Barcelona and others, that have to play attacking football. And if you don't, and you don't win games, heads will roll. It's inevitable. And Liverpool at the moment are losing way too many games, far too easily, and I don't like their style. It's an Eredivisie style that's developed this year.
So you agree with Mo Salah?
I agree with him, yeah. I think he's right. Now, I'm not excusing Mo. Mo's not played well this year, but there are other reasons apart from Mo. Mo's not been in the team and they've still played terrible and they've still been battered. Mo's been left out in recent games, Shebahn. And, Mo hasn't played well, but for 9 years of his nearly 10 years or since he's been at Anfield, he's been superb and carried the team. And I think Mo is not doing this on, I've been left out and, I'm now going to say what I think about Liverpool. He's announced he's leaving and he's telling everybody this is how Liverpool have to play. And I agree with him.
All right, fair play. No, Liverpool fans do agree with Cass and Mo Salah on that. 81089. You can send us your messages this morning. Brentford's late push for European football continues today. They welcome Crystal Palace to the GTEC Stadium in the penultimate Premier League game of the season. It's 8th place Brentford, set only 4 points below 6th place, with European football still very much to play for. We can get more on this now with former Brentford striker Lloyd Owusu. How are you, Lloyd? Good morning to you.
Hi, Lloyd.
Yes, what's happening, guys? It's an afternoon here in Australia for me, so good morning to you guys.
Oh, wow. You're a long way away then, Lloyd.
Nice.
But I'm still, you got your eyes...
Yeah, long way, Tony, long way.
You're still firmly fixed on Brentford, though, and they're a great season, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the first result I always look for when I wake up my Sunday mornings to see how the Bees have done. And like you said, they've had a splendid season. Keith Andrews has done magnificent with the club this year. And like I say, a couple of more games after the season. Hopefully they can get the next few points to get that European spot as well.
What's been look, Thiago's done brilliantly. Yeah. I think Kelleher, as a Liverpool fan, Lloyd, I did not want him to leave. I just thought, he could be a number one, most definitely one day. But the standout features has been the efficiency of the team, plus the goals, plus the keeper. And just Keith has managed his way brilliantly.
Yeah, look, luckily for Keith, he was there already with the bedding of Thomas Frank already. So he already had that sort of signature from before. And he's not really changed too much, to be fair. So I think that consistency has done wonders for the team. And if you look at the way they've played all year round, it's been very similar over the last 2 to 3 years. And like I say, when you've got a striker like Thiago scoring goals and getting a 20-goal man a season, you're always going to win games and be up there on the table. So fair play to the club, and I hope they keep going.
Lloyd, how fulfilling would it be for Brentford to get European football? And then how long is it before they start swarming the manager and he gets another move?
Yeah, look, I mean, if this is going to be Roy the Rover stuff in Brentford getting to Europe, I mean, I don't think we've ever been, have we? I don't think we've ever been in Europe, if I'm not mistaken. And if so, it's going to be a delight for the club, for the owners, for the players, for the fans. And like you say, look, with Keith, look, if he's done well again, I mean, ideally, I think he would need to do another year or two before he ends up leaving again. But I think he's got some longevity with Brentford. I think he wants to do a job. And going forward, that's what he wants to do, and then take it from there.
Yeah, you've only did pre-season in Europe, I think, Lloyd. We've all been there. But hey, it's a fantastic achievement that they went through a number of draws, didn't they, recently, game after game. It felt like they're only picking up points, but they looked like a team that in them games could have easily picked up wins.
Oh, without a doubt, and especially I mean, like I think if I'm not mistaken, 4 or 5 draws on the bounce.
Yeah,
and like I say, they've been from the odd game here and there. You saw the odd chances. If they'd converted them, they could probably be talking about maybe in that fifth or maybe 4th position, maybe. But like I say, that's football. But I think with what Brentford have achieved so far, I think they're going to be delighted with any regardless.
No, it is. It's absolutely incredible. Listen, what are you doing out in Australia, Lloyd? How's everything going for you?
Yeah, all good, thank you. I've been here for 14 years now, since I left England in 2009. So a long time coming. Sorry, 2012 I left. Sorry, 2012 I immigrated. Sorry, 2009 when I came to play originally.
What part, Lloyd?
2012, and I'm just I'm in Sydney. I'm based in Sydney.
Right.
And I'm working at one of the top private schools. I'm actually head of discipline at one of the top private schools here in Sydney, or even in Australia. It's a school called Cranbrook. So my role is just being in charge of all the boys and girls with their attitudes, behaviours, discipline, and appearances. So it's a good little gig, to be fair. It's a good little gig.
That's strange. An ex-footballer, the behavioural and the discipline and all that. Some of the players you played with, Lloyd, weren't that. So. But you learn.
I get back here and crack the whip, Lloyd, that's for sure. Listen, sounds fascinating, and good to hear from you this morning, and good luck to Brentford in this European push as well.
You.
Yeah, great. Cheers, Lloyd.
Guys.
All the best.
Have a great one. Cheers.
Take care of yourself. Former Brentford striker Lloyd Owusu there. I'd love that job, being in charge.
Yeah, I think I've met Lloyd at Brentford. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure I did. I bumped into him a couple of years ago or so when he was over for a visit, because some players come back and they get a break and they get an opportunity to come to a game. I'm sure I've met him.
Did he say, you get in line and get that smirk off your face, Cascarino?
Yeah, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I did.
Cool. Coming up for you, we're going to do our weekly top 5 here on talkSPORT this week. We're focusing on our top 5 cup finals. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more.
Let me ask this. Out of all the players that Tottenham have, in terms of technical dribbling ability, is Madders not able to change the direction of the ball at drop of a hat? Is he not, though? Is that not his bag? Yeah. That's what he can do, right? Yeah. Come on now.
How often?
Come on now.
What are we talking? You're talking about James Maddison. Like,
here we go. He hates him.
I don't care about James Maddison, but we can't pretend that James Maddison is some sort of...
Madders would walk into your squad right now.
James Maddison?
Maddison would walk into your squad right now.
There isn't a Chelsea...
And furthermore, in terms of your 10s and creative players, if Madders was on his day, he'd be the best one in your team. On his day, yeah.
This is the most wild thing I've ever heard.
Who are your cams? It's not. Cole Palmer.
You do wild comments. It's very rare that I'm speechless, but this is that moment.
Cole Palmer, I'm a fan of Cole. I think he's great. And on his day, he's an amazing player, yeah. I do think Madders, though, on his day, provides something that you don't have in your squad right now.
James Maddison wouldn't have got into a Chelsea squad in the last 40 years.
That's insane.
There isn't one Chelsea squad.
He's getting in this squad.
There isn't a Chelsea
right
squad
now.
with James
Start for you now.
James Maddison.
While he was injured, he would have started for you.
James, do you know what? If he was part of our squad, do you know what he'd be doing? He'd be vlogging it from the sidelines, sitting with opposing fans' YouTube channel.
You know what, yeah? My Spurs friends have warned me about you, yeah?
Yeah, trust me.
But look, I respect it. I actually respect what you're saying. Like, it's fair enough. You're entitled to an opinion. You're wrong, but you're entitled to an opinion.
I'm completely correct.
No, you are wrong. Trust me. You're wrong. You're actually wrong. He's wrong. Tell him.
Do you know part of the reason why Tottenham are in this predicament?
Go on.
It's because of the standards that are set by vice-captain James Maddison, sitting in the stands, vlogging with angry Ginge as you concede goals against Man United.
I have no problem with that at all. I think he's a great player. If he wants to vlog while he's injured, he's got an ACL. What do you want him to do? Sit around moping?
That's a Tottenham mentality.
You get in your squad.
All right.
Maddison.
Yeah.
Maddison doesn't.
He would.
You've got so many players in your squad.
He would.
Like,
By the way,
the same winger.
By the way, I just want to say, Tottenham mentality is Chelsea's mentality to wear that gold badge that you won that Disney Cup. That's your mentality.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win, because we're giving one lucky listener the chance to win a massive £25,000.
Oh my God.
Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could win 25 grand in your hand, tax free.
Oh, that's incredible.
Get that winning feeling courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Thank you very much.
Find out how to enter now at talksport.com/win. Get that winning feeling courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
A very good morning to you. Hope you're having a good Sunday so far. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn Aherne Tony Cascarino is here, and guess what? We could be giving you £25,000 completely tax-free. talkSPORT, our competitions get bigger and bigger. And to celebrate the fact that we're giving away good competitions, we're going to give you £25,000. Here's how you can get involved for your chance to win. Head to talksportwin.com or text WIN to 83338 now. So talksportwin.com or text the word WIN, W-I-N, to 83338. Text and online entries are £2.50 plus your one standard network rate. Or you can call this number if you'd rather, 0343 418 7260. That's 0343 418 7260. Entries must be in by Monday at 4 p.m. That's when the entries close for this one to win 25 grand. Do it. You'll need to answer your phone if it rings that day. It's 18 plus, UK residents only. A network promotion with all of the terms and conditions where you can enter on that website, talksportwin.com. Good luck. Text WIN to 83338 now. 81089 is our text number this morning. Cass, a number of people getting in touch, totally agreeing with you and Mo Salah, what Mo Salah said on social media yesterday. Good morning to Lucy from Ferndown. She said he is saying exactly what the players are thinking. Players have agreed with him. She's on the side of that as well. Let's now do our top 5 with Volkswagen Transporter.
The talkSPORT Top 5 with the Volkswagen Transporter, on a mission to change the game. Search VW Transporter.
And we think it's just about right after the FA Cup final yesterday. Congratulations to Manchester City beating Chelsea 1-0. We're going to go with the top 5 FA Cup finals. In at number 5, an absolute belter. Arsenal 3, Manchester United 2 back in 1979, Cass.
Yeah, it was one I watched and remember Remember what a ding-dong of a game it was. 3-2 it ended to Arsenal. Brian Talbot, Frank Stapleton got the lead. United pegged it back, scored 2 late goals, and then Alan Sunderland got the winner. And Liam Brady was in that team. I ended up playing with Stapleton and Brady. And so I remember that very fondly in '79.
Well, if
great
you
FA Cup final that was.
can't remember it, here's that winning goal from Alan Sunderland.
Right across, Sunderland! It's there! It's 3-2! Arsenal are back in front through Alan Sunderland.
That's a good one. Nostalgic commentary there.
Yeah.
Number 4 cast, Spurs 3, Man City 2. That was in 1981, that one.
Yeah, another 3-2. 81. This time it was Spurs and replay. This was a replay game, Shebahn, and Spurs, I mean, it will always be remembered for Ricky Villa, the winning goal that he got, and the dribble. But again, Spurs were leading in the game, but City pegged them back, and what a goal to win a final in a replay. Ricky Villa. I was at his debut, his and Ozzy Ardiles at Nottingham Forest away. I went with a few pals and went to the game, and them two, Ardiles and Villa, were great stars for Spurs. And what a great cup final.
What year would that have been?
That was 1981.
Lovely.
1981.
Going into number 3 on our list, Coventry 3, Spurs 2, another 3-2.
Another 3-2.
Yeah, you like these ones.
Well, but they were humdingers. They really were humdingers. And obviously the 87 game, which Coventry won, again, it was a final that we'll remember for Keith Houchin, the winning goal. And he was a player. The reason why I mentioned him because he played for York City when I was at Gillingham.
Right.
And I remember watching him and getting the goals in the final. And the winning goal he got, Keith Houchin, in that final.
Right.
And thinking, me and him played against each other. I was at Gillingham and he was at York. And then there we were playing our own sort of football at 87. I was in, just that year I joined Millwall. But I remember thinking, you know, all these lads who play lower league football, who get, like people like Ollie Watkins and many others, who one day are watching a game and they're on that level. They play that level.
Well, Cov City pulled off the major upset and it included that very famous header, as Cass mentioned. Here's that moment.
It remains a very, very good FA Cup final. And Houchin! What a magnificent goal!
Stunning. Liverpool 3, Newcastle 0. This is in at number 2 back in 1974. Your first cup final.
Yeah, it should be number 1, but I know you wanted another one in as number 1.
We could just, because I wasn't anywhere near the planet.
Well, the 1974 final, why was it so famous? It was Bill Shankly's last game.
Yep.
The reason why I supported Liverpool was because of Kevin Keegan. I loved him as a player, and it was a bit of a build-up to this game, Shebahn, because Malcolm McDonald spoke openly about what he was going to do to people like Emlyn Hughes and how he was going to rip them apart, and they end up losing 3-0. Keegan gets 2. And after the game, and when the game finished, they swapped shirts.
Yeah.
Terry McDermott, who was a Scouser, he ended up playing for Newcastle in that game. At the end of the game, he swapped shirts and puts the Liverpool shirt on. Now, imagine a player doing that today. Everyone would criticise him. But that was the game then. And the fans, of course, it hurts them, but they didn't get affected like they would now about them sort of issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
This one's a good one. I mean, I think a lot of people know what it is. Man City 0, Wigan 1, 2013.
Yeah, the game that's a 1-0, but an extraordinary game because I can't think of a team that ever went to a cup final as underdogs, and they got relegated that year as well, Wigan, and they've ended up beating City, who had a fantastic team, 1-0, and they won it late on, which was just it was a historic game for many reasons, and I'm sure we're going to get the winning goal here, aren't we?
We are. It was their first major trophy in their 81-year history. It was sub Ben Watson, who'd returned from having a broken leg, headed in Sean Maloney's corner at the start of stoppage time to secure the win, and it was on talkSPORT.
Corner which Maloney will take in towards the near post. Ben Watson, who broke his leg and was out for the whole season, has glanced a header into the net and broken Manchester City's hearts and sent Wigan into heaven.
I got goosebumps.
I know.
That's great.
No, I remember the corner. I remember watching it, and you know, I was working for the Racing Post at that particular time. They asked me to do a prediction, and I was like, "Oh, come on!
Yeah,
it's it's what's going to be the score? How many are City going to win?" And then Wigan done the unthinkable, and I think it's one of the biggest surprises in a final.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was the
so against an incredible City team at that time as well.
Absolutely. And then at number 6, we could have stuck in yesterday's cup final. That was a cracker. I'm joking. Full respect to Man City getting the job done. That was all thanks to Volkswagen Transporter.
The talkSPORT Top 5 with the Volkswagen Transporter on a mission to change the game. Search VW Transporter.
Coming up for you next, something a little bit different. We'll be joined by our Band of the Month.
Ben White is to miss the rest of Arsenal's season and is set to be ruled out of the World Cup. A suspected knee ligament injury for Ben. He picked it up on Sunday. I think it was a 50-50, wasn't it? It was Somerville of West Ham. Now, up until now, Tuchel has ignored Trent Alexander-Arnold since his move to Real Madrid this summer. Could it be goodbye Ben and hello Trent? What do you think?
My gut feeling is Tuchel just doesn't fancy Trent, no matter who's fit or not, to be honest, from a defensive point of view. That's how it feels. The recent squad, he had, 36, and he didn't put him in, so I don't see why I'd be putting him in now.
You think he's decided he's not going to be featured?
It feels that way.
Yeah.
I might be completely wrong, but
no matter what.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be going. It's a shame for Ben White because he seems to be in the good books for Tuchel, and he's just started to get his form back a little bit, playing regularly because Timber's injury. He's decent player.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know Gary Neville had a little criticism of the way he made that tackle. I kind of make him right in a way, but the problem you've got now, because I missed the final once by dangling a leg. Rio come through me hard, Rio Ferdinand, the way it leads it was. And I did my ligaments, missed the final because of it. And I look back on the tackle and think, yeah, I should have gone in full tilt. Problem you've got now with the way the rules are, especially with the follow-through rule, even if you go in full tilt and you do get the ball, but you catch someone on the way through,
and you get a red card.
Yeah, it actually encourages you to be a bit more tentative.
So what is it when you're going in fairly committed, but don't end up truly committed?
Yeah.
I mean, Gary Neville said Ben White just hangs his leg there. It's poor. He's got to be stronger than that. He's hurt himself there.
Yeah, and that's my point.
He says you're asking for trouble by doing that.
Yeah, he's right.
morning, how's it going? It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn Aherne. Former Villa, Marseille and Nancy striker Tony Cascarino is here. Some of your headlines you're waking up to this Sunday morning. John Ram is 2 strokes back and tied second, and Rory McIlroy is 3 off the lead, heading into the final day of the PGA Championship, where Alex Smalley holds a 2-shot lead. Fascinating one, that one. Formula E action was underway yesterday. Nyck de Vries took Marinda's Formula E win in almost 5 years in the first Monaco E-Prix, as Dan Ticktum, that's a great name, Dan Ticktum, sorry Dan, was embroiled in late drama with Antonio Felix da Costa in the fight for third. talkSPORT's John Jackson spoke to Christian Horner in the Formula E grid in Monaco and asked him if Horner's plotting his way back in.
We're here at the Monaco E-Prix on the grid with a very familiar man, Christian Horner. We saw you at MotoGP recently, now Formula E.
Yeah.
What's going on? Are you plotting your next move?
I'm enjoying a bit of time out, and it's really nice to be at a race where you have absolutely zero pressure. So usually standing on this grid, you would be worried about what the next 2 hours. But for me, I'm just here to learn a little bit more about Formula E. I came as a guest, with the Liberty guys, and it's great to see, how this championship's doing.
Gen 4 looks very exciting as well, almost double the power and all-wheel drive. I know the drivers are excited. What do you make of it?
Yeah, look, as I say, it's my first ever Formula E race, so seeing that Gen 4 car, that's going to be a big step for these guys. I think, it looks quite a beast, so I think it's going to be a big step for them.
You are a man of leisure at the moment. What have you been doing with your spare time? Bit of horse racing, I imagine?
Yeah, look, I've been down to the MotoGP, have a look at the bikes. Been to a few. Coventry City made the Premiership, so that kept me busy watching those guys. And look, I've been, for the first time in 30 years, I've had a little bit of time out, mainly with my family. So it's been good.
Lovely to see. Finally, we've got the World Cup coming up. Very excited at talkSPORT. How far do you think England can go?
Well, look, they've got a great squad, so you've got to believe in yourself. And I think if they play as a team and they work together, why can't they shoot for the stars?
Coventry City staying up next season?
Yeah, undoubtedly.
Believe in Frank?
I think he's done a super job. I'm a big fan of Frank's. I think he's done a great job. Seeing him pull that team together this year has been very inspirational.
The words of Christian Horner there, speaking to talkSPORT's John Jackson. On the Formula E grid, you can get more on that on our website, talksport.com. And it's time now for this.
Every day, moving in the same way.
Oh, I like the sound of this.
Yeah, great.
It's got Verve vibes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Black Lounge, our band of the month. The song is called Welcome Home. It's available now. We've got George and Ben from the band with us now. George, the Chelsea fan. Ben, the Arsenal fan. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to talkSPORT Weekend Breakfast. Good to have you guys. How's it going?
Yeah,
Well,
thanks. Good to be here.
Yeah, well, you've been introduced as Ben, Chelsea fan, yeah?
Arsenal.
Oh, Ben Arsenal.
Yeah.
And George the
George
Chelsea
Chelsea.
fan. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're disappointed from yesterday.
Disappointing. Yeah, very disappointing. I watched as much as I could. I was travelling back from Carlisle because I just walked Hadrian's Wall.
Oh, good for you.
Which is 85-mile stretch of Roman wall from Newcastle to Bowness. So yeah, I caught as much as I could.
Any reason? Or was it?
Why was that?
No reason. There probably should have been a reason, like do it for charity or something, but we just kind of just did it. But we didn't finish it. It's so difficult.
How many miles did you do?
Walking probably about 50 overall.
Yeah,
in 3 days.
Oh, fair play. Wow. You should have done that for charity.
I know.
George.
Next time I'll finish it for charity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, finish it for charity next
next
time.
30 miles.
We got not so happy Chelsea fan who's walked a long wall but didn't finish it, and then Arsenal.
It's all happening.
Is it happening, Ben?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's this year. We've waited long enough. It's going to come through.
Has to be.
Has to be. It has to.
There's
There's no reality in which it doesn't happen.
Champions League as well, or are you just league focused at the moment?
Stick to the league. Champions
Oh.
League is an extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got to end that 20-year curse.
Yeah, exactly. It has to get done.
A long time.
Yeah, it is a long time. Tell us about the band then, Black Lounge. How did you guys come together, George? What's the backstory here?
Right, I only picked up the guitar 6 years ago in lockdown, and I wasn't really always into music either. It was genuinely in the last sort of 6 years where I really discovered there's more out there than kind of just like I was very into dance music, and I quickly just started writing quicker than I was learning stuff. So I would just write songs, and then I then realised that, oh, you can be in a band. That's really cool. And then it's been a long old journey, but then it was just wanted to get out there and just play as much as possible. It's where I met Ben online, and then the other guys, Jack and James, online, and it kind of.
It's amazing, isn't it? Online, it's not like the pubs and gigs, and you visit. Years ago, that was the old sort of system of you met people out. Now you can meet, you know, people that intrigue you and lead you down a road that you never had thought about.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing, Ben, as well. Like, people would avoid doing that for sometimes almost fear or not wanting to put themselves out there. Rejection, that's a big part of it. But being brave, putting yourselves out there, you have all come together that way. It's not like your friends from school.
No,
not at all.
Like that,
I'm all the way from Auckland, New Zealand, so
long old way.
I didn't get that.
I was
How long have you been here?
4 years.
4 years.
I picked up a bit of
Your accent's not very New Zealandish.
I was gonna say.
You've lost it quite a bit of it.
It's all that.
I can tell. Yes, I can tell.
It's North London, baby.
So just tell us, because obviously you didn't pick up a guitar for 6 years ago, but you have always played the guitar?
I have, since I was about 6. My grandfather used to take me to lessons. 20 years of it.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're together now. You're going to perform for us. Is it Welcome Home?
We'll do that one. We had a snippet of.
Yeah, it sounded great.
Acoustic.
Well, get yourselves ready to go. You're going to sing it live for us in Weekend Breakfast right now.
Amazing. Surreal. Being it, you see it. Yeah.
It's
good. It's so cool.
Enjoy these moments. Your songs are on the radio. And we have a massive audience, by the way. 3.6 million listen a week. So this will go far and wide.
Great.
Sit back, relax this Sunday morning. This is Black Lounge. Welcome home on the Weekend Sports Breakfast.
Okay.
Every day, moving in the same way, stuck on replay. Every single day, welcome home. Welcome home. I'll greet you by the door to find the devil. Yeah, let me in to your home. Why can't I fly away to somewhere great? Why can't I shine from the rat race in outer space? Fly away. They say tomorrow's gonna be another day full of surprise, but that's not quite right. Yeah, welcome home. Welcome home.
Great stuff, boys. Really
Great,
good.
great
Really
voice to do that live.
Thank you.
Like that. That was really good. Well
Yeah.
done.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
That was good fun.
So tell us, where can you be seen or what you're up to next? Gigs and...
Headline gig in London, in Dalston, Victoria.
Right.
Tickets on sale now.
Good.
They're going to go quick. So if you like the sound of that or like any of our stuff on Spotify, Black Lounge, come along.
Instagram, TikTok, all that.
All the socials. Yeah, all the socials. And
we got our next single, Roommate, is out on the 27th of May. Keep an eye out for that.
Good.
Roommate,
yeah.
Cass has had a few of them.
Yeah, over the years. Roommates in football, yeah.
And wives, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had a few of them as well.
Get me there.
So, I hope forward to George and Ben from Black Lounge. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
Good luck for what's to come.
Lovely. Cheers.
All the best. Thank you for coming into us. Coming up for you, we're going to look ahead to the games coming up in the Premier League today. You've got Man United against Forest at 12:30. We'll look ahead to Newcastle, West Ham as well on the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter, working with you.
We've got Jason Bourne sitting in front of the back three.
The ball goes over the top.
Yeah, but Jason Bourne's just going to eat everyone up.
You got Shaggy running in behind
No,
George.
Shaggy's didn't make the team. You binned him.
Who's there?
Walkie-talkie, Jaws and Scooby-Doo.
Okay. All right, fine, okay.
All right, here we go, boys. Well done, everyone. This is a good team. Our Spy Sports Bar 11. In goal, we've got Octopussy.
Tell us why.
Well, it's just good arms. Good arms.
They're not...
Back three.
Arms and legs.
We've got the back three, the walkie-talkie, Jaws, and Scooby-Doo. Solid back three.
I'm happy with that.
Up and down Scooby-Doo, walkie-talkie, good community, Jaws, edit and kick it. Jason Bourne in midfield, eating everyone up with the binoculars for vision in the middle of the pitch. Inspector Gadget, player number 10. The main man, does everything. He's got the lot. Johnny English, out left. Can go missing. Can be a bit of a mess, but he always comes up with something. Right wing, the Maverick. Got the mojo, Austin Powers. And then up front, we've got the fake moustache, he's good in the box. And we've got James Bond, because he shoots to kill. That is
I think we pulled it together, you know.
Bar 11 on spying. All right, and we're going to carry this on, by the way, guys, because up next, it gets better. We are joined by former British military intelligence officer Philip Ingram to tell us where it all went wrong for Southampton and Spygate.
Morning, how's it going? It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name is Shebahn Aherne. Former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino is here as ever on a Sunday morning on talkSPORT. Some of your headlines: Man City beat Chelsea 1-0 at Wembley. Antoine Semenyo's back heel flick secured Man City's 8th FA Cup victory. Jose Mourinho completed an unbeaten league season with Benfica, but had to settle for third place in the Portuguese league. Unbeaten, don't win it. Madness. And also Brighton keep their Champions League hopes alive with a win against Leeds United today. Brighton manager Fabian Hürzeler says the squad are in a great place ahead of this one.
I feel the biggest excitement going to the special stadium, to the special atmosphere, and facing a really strong opponent and preparing my team the best we can prepare. Having good trainings week to create a good energy, to create like a good atmosphere in our environment, and that's what I'm really excited about. And therefore, it's now the most important game for us. It's the Leeds game, and that's the focus. And therefore, we try to go there with a good preparation. We go there with excitement, with also a little bit of joy, enjoying this atmosphere, enjoying playing a really good opponent, and that's now where we focus on.
Here they hit form at the right time, didn't they, Brighton? I mean, just one loss in the last 6, Cass.
Yeah, I've said all season, I've said this for a number of years, Brighton, with their pace out wide, they're quite a direct team. They hurt you as much as they can. And I feel like they're the team that test a lot of other Premier League teams. Even the very best, they'll give you a good game. And they lost their way slightly during the course of the season, but they've ended brilliantly. So fair play to Ursula and the squad, because they've really, I think, excelled.
Yeah.
They're brilliant at times.
Very impressive, that's for sure. Let's head up the road and focus on what happened yesterday in Glasgow to get more reaction on Hearts losing out and missed the SPL title to Celtic 3-1. It finished at Parkhead before the final whistle. Before we even heard it, Hearts went 1-0 up, all thanks to Lawrence Shankland. It was an Engels penalty that evened things up. Maeda made it 2-1, 3 minutes from time. The goal was initially ruled for offside, and then VAR turned that one round. And then it was Callum Osmond. I mean, I haven't even spoken about Martin O'Neill's subs yesterday, who broke through to add a third in the empty net in the last minute of added time. Sparkling wild celebrations. If you have missed it, there was a pitch invasion, ugly scenes onto Celtic Park, and the game actually wasn't finished. Something about maybe 30 seconds from full time to injury time, and they had 2 goals to make up for. Didn't go Hearts' way. Pleased to say with us this morning, our friend all season, former Hearts midfielder Ryan Stevenson, and former Celtic defender Alan Stubbs with us now. Very good morning to you both.
Hi, you boys.
Morning, Kaz.
Yeah, shall we start with you, Ryan?
Righto.
Yeah, let's start with you, because obviously a very painful end for Hearts in the end of the season. Tell us your thoughts after yesterday.
Ryan, you there? Oh, Ryan's fallen off. Morning then, Alan Stubbs. We'll start with you. How are you, Alan?
Much better after yesterday, Shebahn, I must admit.
Oh gosh, I mean, that was just. Have you ever felt nerves like that? I mean, at that stage of a title race, Hearts have been the better team all season. Talk me through your emotions.
Probably I had something similar to that when we were trying to stop 10 in a row, and it was probably, obviously it was a great season because we managed to do it in the end. But in terms of playing, the pressure, the atmosphere, it was horrible, and it was more relief at the end of the season when we achieved stopping Rangers doing 10 in a row. It wasn't really excitement, enjoyment. So I felt for the players yesterday on both sides, because it was an all-win game. Both teams had a chance to win the league, and from Celtic's point of view, they managed to get themselves across the line.
Yeah, Alan, it was a strange game, because I felt Hearts had played really well in the first 45 minutes. They got the lead, and obviously a penalty given against them goes in 1-1. And then the game in the second half, it's still a little bit more messy, and Hearts are defending slightly more. And then there was a period just before Celtic got the lead again 2-1, where chance after chance started to appear for Celtic then.
Yeah. I thought, you're right, Cass, I thought Hearts in the first half were very good. I thought they stopped Celtic from playing through the middle, which is where the strengths were. I thought the midfield three of Hearts, especially Benny Benigni, were very good. And I think when he went off and a couple of other injuries to Celtic, it really hit, to Hearts, it really hit them and affected them a lot. And I just felt the more and more the game was going on, I thought, it's like at Celtic Park, the fans, the atmosphere. Everything just seemed to fall into Celtic hands as the game was going on.
You joined us now, Ryan. I did ask you the question, but you obviously weren't there, and now you are. So, how do you feel after what you saw yesterday? Because it's been such an amazing season for Hearts.
Yeah.
Listen, on a footballing sense, I think it was the outcome was obviously heartbreaking. I think for Hearts, the players, the fans, but it's been such a good season. The season as a whole has been absolutely amazing. I think it was just obviously tarnished. I'm going to say, do you know what? I'll say a little by a small amount of Celtic fans that obviously came on the pitch after the third goal. But listen, I think in general the league never lies. After the split, Celtic have been absolutely amazing. They haven't put a foot wrong, and it's just a drama of football. But yeah, Hearts are. I think after a couple of days reflection, Hearts will take a lot from it. As I said, it's been an amazing season, but probably one of the cruelest ways you could ever see a league title be decided.
Yeah, it was like that agony, absolute agony for Hearts, and ecstasy for Celtic. Because, I mean, Ryan, you've been part of this show with us kind of all season from the Hearts perspective, and it really has been fascinating all season. So credit to Hearts, Tony Bloom, McInnes, the players, everyone involved. I wanted to ask you, because you're connected to the club, there's been reports that, Lauren Shankland, some of the players, some of the staff received physical and verbal abuse. I could definitely see the verbals. Do we know that everyone's okay now?
Yeah, listen, I think everyone is okay. Haven't spoke to a few of them yet. There has been altercations between fans and players, which, regardless of the situation, there's no way a player can be at his work and feel threatened. And the other side of that is there's families watching on TV, their families, their kids, their wives, their partners, their mums, their dads. There's family members at the game, and the last thing that we want to see is fans on pitches striking players. What also has to be said, Shebahn, some of the Celtic bench as well, I think when the second goal went in, or was awarded, going over and straight into the Hearts dugout as well, that has to be stopped. I mean, if that's how the bench is acting, then the fans see that, it just heightens everything. So there's a responsibility between everyone. And what I don't want to get away from, the same as what you'll be the exact same from a Celtic side, we don't want to get away from what has been an absolute tremendous season. It's been absolutely amazing.
I'm glad you said that, Ryan, because there is, for media, for press, it's all, for online, social media, it's like the stain of Scottish football. It's a minority, and it takes focus every time. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, Hearts have been outstanding all season. It's been a wonderful title race, wonderful. Let's not let idiots take the shine off what's been an incredible time.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's what we have to. Listen, I know Hearts fans will be
gutted.
Absolutely, gutted. But I think in general, there's just that sense of pride towards the players. What I have to say as well, and you can clearly hear it on the microphones, is 59,000, even probably more than that, 59,500 fans were booing the fans that were on the pitch from the Celtic side.
Yep.
So that also has to be said. There was one fan that I saw who was round about Lorne Shankland, who was a Celtic fan.
He was protecting him.
Yeah, who was trying to wave other fans away. But we have a responsibility as human beings that we cannot act this way. These are guys who are going to their work and they're trying their hardest to do that. I mean, what a spectacle! Even listen, I came out on the wrong side of it yesterday, but what a spectacle! What a game for Celtic to get the second goal, 87 minutes for it to end the way it did. Was just pretty sad.
Alan, brief one, because obviously we're running out of time now, but Martin O'Neill, his achievement, and plus, Celtic, where do they turn, or what do you think is going to happen further down the line during the close season?
Well, it's an interesting one, Cass, because I think the only reason why Celtic have won this league is because of Martin O'Neill, and I know the players have to take a lot of credit. They scored a lot of late goals, but Martin, Magic Martin, it's just he's incredible. He's I know from the time there, he's a brilliant manager, an absolute wizard of team talks and getting players to perform. And I think as soon as Martin was brought back, I think Derek McInnes would have been thinking, oh no. He's won 17 out of 21 games. I think he won non-team lost 6 out of 8. Celtic were dead and buried. And Martin's dragged them back into a title race. I don't know how, but he has.
Yeah.
And I echo everything what's just been said there. It's been brilliant this season. It's been refreshing, and we can't push it under the carpet what happens, but we have to speak so positively about how the Scottish game has been this season, because it has been a breath of fresh air.
I'm so glad to hear you both saying that this morning. I really am. And then we'll all get together and we'll go to the World Cup trips. Yes, come on. Listen, thank you so much for your time this morning. Alan Stubbs, former Celtic defender. Ryan Stevenson, former Hearts midfielder. Guys, take care. And we know we will speak to you next season, because this is just only going to get better and better, hopefully.
Cheers, boys. All the best.
Thank you.
All the best to you both. Thank you very much. Fascinating one. And
yeah.
Next year, I think, only gets better, because God knows what Hearts are capable of doing after that.
Just on that, I think Hearts will go again. Under Bloom will go again, and he'll make it even more. And Celtic and Rangers both know that.
Absolutely. And Motherwell, some of the best football we've seen in the league.
Yeah, great. It's fantastic.
St Mirren won a cup. Falkirk, brilliant. Yes, Scottish football. Yes, let's not all put it down to dreams being crushed yesterday. People will be heartbroken. But this season has been excellent. And this season put Scottish football back on the map.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Coming up for you next on the Weekend Sports Breakfast, we'll discuss the PGA Championship. Rory's on the charge again.
So what? We done. Listen, Middlesbrough went 1-0 up, Jamie.
He's right.
Right, they played brilliant. The first half, we scored an equaliser, right, and that done it. That put it to bed, because the second half we come out flying, mate. Middlesbrough had nothing. They were leggy. They were gone.
I think the rule is, if you're going to cheat, don't get caught.
What? What's that?
The rule is, you're going to cheat.
Is that your analysis of?
I think
Spygate.
I think. Well,
if you're going to cheat, don't get caught.
Well, I think if you cheat, no, rule number 1, don't get caught. Can't get caught cheating, mate. Can you?
You can't say that, mate.
Well, you can.
You can't.
I don't think it's cheating.
What do you mean?
Just don't get caught.
What do you mean? It's cheating.
It's not cheating.
It's a form of cheating.
It's not a form of cheating, but if you are cheating, don't get caught.
Is texting another woman cheating?
What are you saying to her?
Well,
you tell me what I'm saying, I'll tell you it's cheating.
We're just having a little chat. We're having a,
No, it's not cheating.
We're having a little chat. You're a bit flirty.
Right, okay, what am I saying? You give me the context of the text, and I'll tell you it's cheating.
Say, I see you at the bar the other day. I got your number, and I thought I'd give you a message. I thought you look really pretty.
That's not cheating in my book.
You're a disgrace. You're a disgrace.
Oh, that's not cheating, is it?
What do you mean? It's a form of cheating.
It's not.
It is.
No, it's not. It's fine.
You can't get away with that.
No, I think you wouldn't.
Can't get
no,
away
but here's
with
the thing. I ain't got caught. Delete the text. Delete the text. Delete the text.
after football. For a lot of players, it means going into punditry. Some turn to coaching or working in the game in other ways. But what about the rest? Some former footballers turn their sights away from the game, and there are a few big surprises. First up, from rainbow flicks to pancake flips. Ex-Chelsea and Southampton defender Ken Monku switched up his footballing career to buy a Dutch pancake house. He bought out the shop, which had been his favourite pancake spot as a child, and before long he was mixing the batter and getting behind the stove. Next, Everton legend Thomas Gravesen swapped out the high stakes of the Premier League for those of the poker room. He made over 150 appearances for the Toffees and won the Scottish Premier League with Celtic. Turned out the Danish international was pretty darn good at poker. He racked up a reported £100 million from his Las Vegas adventures. Remember former Chelsea goalkeeper Petr Cech? Turns out football nets weren't the only goals he was pretty handy in front of. After retirement, he became a goaltender in ice hockey. Same skills, very different surface. And he even won a Division 2 title with Guildford Phoenix. For ex-Liverpool centre-back Daniel Agger, it wasn't just fancy footwork that was in his blood. He was also pretty good with his hands. The Denmark international turned to tattoo artistry after he hung up his boots. He'd qualified as a skin artist while at Anfield, and he then became the co-owner of his own tattoo company as well. It's not all glamour for ex-pros, though. 1966 World Cup winner Ray Wilson set up a very different kind of business. He became an undertaker after he retired. Finally, not many people can say they've won both a World Cup and starred in an Oscar-winning film. In fact, there's only one person in the entire world who can say that. Frank Leboeuf, the former Chelsea defender, was part of the 1998 France squad who won the World Cup. He ended up marking Brazil's Ronaldo in the final and helped his side to a 3-0 win. But Leboeuf had already begun acting on the side while he was playing football, and his biggest role came some years after his retirement when he landed the part of a doctor in the Stephen Hawking biopic The Theory of Everything.
I embrace the career of acting, so I want to learn more. So seeing lots of movies is a part of my job.
To be honest, with all the dramatic diving in the game these days, there's probably tons of ex-pros who've got the acting skills to make it in Hollywood. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. We're live on the Smart TV. We're on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
This is weird.
What's weird?
Freak myself out. It's melting in here, and they're doing.
I know, but I've turned it literally off.
There's a fire alarm test going on at the moment, which has been going on for like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Good morning to you. Celtic left it late against Hearts to win the Scottish Premiership.
Celtic 3, Hearts 1. There's no question now that Celtic will be the champions of Scotland for the 56th time.
Pure drama. Scenes not pretty either. We've been reacting to that final day at Parkhead. Dave Allen, bless him, he missed out on his fairy tale homecoming as he lost to Filip Hergovic in Doncaster, live on talkSPORT.
Jamie Moore is ending the fight. He's stopped it. He's come forward with the white towel and he's said that the fight is all over and Hergovic wins a very, very one-sided heavyweight title.
We'll look back on all of that, and Pep has his hands on another trophy at Wembley after his side beat Chelsea yesterday thanks to some magic from Antoine Semenyo.
There is a Semenyo, a little backheel, try turn into the far corner. It's a wonderful goal to break the deadlock at Wembley. One of the great Wembley Cup final goals.
City fans, was that Pep's last stand? We want to get you in touch this morning, 03717 223344. We're hearing from Chelsea fans as well. Reports that a deal has been agreed with Xabi Alonso. And Hearts fans, how are you today? Come and talk to us, 03717 223344 81089 if you want to send a text to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. I feel like I'm having a hormonal...
Well, I can't help you on that one.
Well, you could try. Say something nice to me.
What, you rip my head off?
Take your jumper off for a start.
I know, but I've no, I can't take me. I've literally got a skinny T-shirt on. Not the best. Anyway, we're going to have to deal with it for the next 50 minutes.
You've got no T-shirt on?
No, I've got a T-shirt on.
Have you got like a wee vest? Oh, okay. Interesting.
But it's hot in here, you're right.
Oh, fire alarm is...
I wanted to do the song.
Apparently our band had to walk down 17
It wasn't 50
flights.
cents. Who was it? Nelly. He sang it, didn't
It's getting hot in here. So please don't take off your clothes, Cass. Don't scare the kids. Right, a brilliant Saturday of sport it was yesterday. We've got a huge day today ahead in the Premier League, live for you on talkSPORT at 12:30. Manchester United take on Forest. 3 o'clock kickoffs as follows: Brentford take on Palace, Everton, Sunderland, Leeds, Brighton, Wolves at Fulham, and then 5:30 this evening, Newcastle against West Ham, which should be a cracker. Some good ones to look forward to.
Yeah, some great games. Yeah, absolutely. And that's probably the biggest today, isn't it? Newcastle.
Yeah.
Versus West Ham.
Oh, yeah, that is a huge one. West Ham, they just need it. They just need the 3 points, nothing less. Tune in at 11 o'clock today. Game day exclusive. Reshman Chowdhury presents live commentary from the Premier League. Manchester United take on Forest to get it all underway. Now, we're going into the 4th round of the PGA Golf today. Yesterday's action at the US PGA Championship lived up to the billing. Saturday saw 14 different players hold at least a share of the lead. 16 different players. At some point on a crowded and fast-moving leaderboard. It really was something else. So it's Alex Smalley holds onto a shock lead. Rory McIlroy, John Ram, both chasing major victory out in Pennsylvania. Let's get more now with pro golfer Eddie Pepperell. Good morning, Eddie. How are you?
Eddie.
Good morning, guys. Nice to see you.
Yeah, Eddie, I watched it yesterday. I loved it. I mean, Rory McIlroy and obviously... Justin Rose as well would have thought that they would have been that close to the lead, and Aaron Rai as well, just off the lead by 2 shots. An amazing day yesterday.
Yeah, it was, and a bit like in the studio, the temperatures, I think they rose somewhat. So it was a good day of golf, and as you say, so many leaders across the day, different leaders. It's an unusual thing to get a major championship. And it's incredibly bunched.
What do you make of the course, Eddie? Because there has been some criticisms. A number of short putts were missed yesterday. Anybody who seemed to be slightly offline, the putt wouldn't go in.
I think the players are completely flummoxed on the greens. I think the first 2 days in particular, there was the pin positions and the wind that made putting so difficult. And then it's very challenging to overcome that across the weekend. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see the same thing occur today on the Sunday in the final round. It's probably going to take a moment of inspiration by somebody, most likely one of the top players, and they might separate themselves. But I do think we're set for a pretty tight and exciting final day.
Obviously, we know a lot about Rory and Justin Rose. Aaron Rai, people know less of him, but he's got himself in a great position, hasn't he?
Yeah, he played brilliantly yesterday. He's one of the shortest hitters in the court, in the field rather. So it'll be interesting to see how he fares. For all the talk of accuracy being important, and of course it is around this golf course, I do still think that will catch up with you if you're not hitting the ball as far as a Rory McIlroy or John Rahm and Xander Schauffele. These guys have hit the ball a good distance off the tee. So I think it's impressive what Alex Smalley did. To be honest, I have to say, I think he was 3 over early in his round yesterday to come back and now lead the tournament by 2. ironically, a Saturday in contention or a Saturday in the final group when you're not used to being in those positions can be as difficult as a Sunday. So for him to come through that the way he did, I have to say, I think if you surpass him on the leaderboard on Sunday, you're probably going to win the tournament.
Yeah. What did you make of the later starters? Clearly had a disadvantage because the conditions changed slightly to maybe 1 or 2 shots difference, and it dragged everybody together, didn't it?
Yeah, the good scores really came in the morning, didn't they? And the pins looked a bit more friendly, and certainly there were more birdies out there. And as soon as that wind picked up, middle of the day to sort of 20-mile-an-hour gusts, the course just looked very, very challenging, even in spite of the slightly softer pin positions. So I've loved watching it. I think I quite like the attritional affairs in golf. It reminds me more of a US Open, and for us viewers, when you're not there playing, and I have played in a few where it's been difficult, and don't get me wrong, I don't enjoy 3-putting, but it's as a spectacle to watch on TV, it's of course good fun. So finding the right balance is a tricky thing to do, but I would say on the whole, Aherne has provided that.
Yeah. Tell us what you're looking forward to as well in the final day. People like Ram still there, obviously played in the Louvre, and there's others. So tell us how you see the final day panning out in your mind.
Yeah, I think John Rahm's the big danger guy. Actually, I think he's got a lot to play for, a lot to prove, and he is playing brilliantly. He's been playing well all year. We didn't see it at Augusta, which I think was a big surprise to a lot of people, myself included. I think there's something about the way he's playing. He looks very calm and strong, back to his old self. Of course, those once you go to the group at 3 under, you've got Rory, Schauffele and Patrick Reed. I would struggle to go below 3 under par, even though they're only 4 shots off the lead, because there's a number of players in the group from 3 and 4 under who are just exceptional golfers. Ludwig Aubert is another one who could break his major duck. He's certainly got the game for it. So I think the weather's set a little more fair as well, which would suggest a few more birdies. Somebody could get to 7, 8 under par, and that could be the winning score. So John Rahm, I think, is the big danger guy, the big danger man.
Eddie, we have so many listeners that will be heading out for a round of golf right now, getting ready to tee off and then just hate themselves at the end of the round. That was Rory. He was all of us on his opening round. The reporter said to him, "Rory, what did you make of that first round?" And he went, bleep, and swore. Just can you remind everyone how difficult this game is, and if you have a bad one today, it's going to be all right. Keep going.
Yeah, if I were you, I wouldn't even bother going out there. Actually, just find something else to do, something that's a bit more enjoyable. No, it's a wonderful sport, and enjoy your days. I mean, hopefully the weather stays set fair, but look, I wouldn't say anything bad about golf, even though I've had some pretty challenging experiences myself.
Yeah, my challenging experience, Eddie, is that people say, "Have you practiced?" And I said, "Yes." I just shout 4. That's about it.
Oh, Eddie, it was good to have you with us this morning. So enjoy the rest of the championship tonight, and we'll chat to you again soon.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Cheers, Eddie. All the best. Bye-bye.
Eddie Pepperell with us this morning. 25 grand, by the way, could be yours, completely tax-free, all thanks to us at talkSPORT. Our biggest competition just got even bigger. 25 grand could be yours. All you have to do to win is head to the website talksportwin.com to enter. All of the terms and conditions are there as well. Hurry up. Entries close tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Good luck. Stick with us. We're going to get the latest odds for today's sport and action from Coral, and former Man City and Liverpool midfielder Paul Stewart will be with us soon to look back on the FA Cup final and the victory for City yesterday.
As we alluded to yesterday, Southampton are likely to face a sporting sanction if they're found guilty of spying charges. As a result, they could end up being thrown out of the playoff final to be replaced in that final by Middlesbrough instead, the team that they put out last night at the semi-final second leg stage. We said we'd look into this more thoroughly from a financial, legal expert point of view, and the very man who fits that bill is sitting to my right. Stefan Borsten joins us live in studio. And Stefan, good morning to you.
Hi.
We'll get into how this may or may not play out in the courts. Is there a precedent, Stefan, for chucking a team out of the playoffs?
Well, it happened to Swindon, but it was different. Well, not in terms of the playoffs, but in terms of sort of annulling the promotion. But it was a different situation. I mean, there's no situation where you've had it all come to a head within this small window around the playoffs. In terms of spying / espionage, there's really very few cases anywhere in football in respect of this. So you've got the Leeds situation that we know about, where it was systematic. They ended up with a £200,000 fine. And effectively, the other part of the sanction was to vote in favour of the rule that then came in. This rule that we're now talking about in terms of the 72-hour rule. That was part of the agreement on that. So that brought the rule in. The only other case is actually from the from the Olympics with Canada's women's team. And FIFA in 2024 docked them 6 points.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win, because we're giving one lucky listener the chance to win a massive £25,000. Oh my God. Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could win 25 grand in your hand, tax free.
Oh, that's incredible.
Get that winning feeling courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Thank you very much.
Find out how to enter now at talksport.com/win.
Thank God it's cooling down a wee bit now, Cass.
Nearly.
Because Mama had a little celebration yesterday, if you know what I mean. I was thinking I might pass out. I might full...
What year? Come on.
Oh, right. No, hold
Nearly.
on.
2000.
Wait.
I was to say 10, I was going to say. Is it before that?
Let me Google it. It's a great question.
I thought about 210. I'm trying to remember where I was at that time.
What was the... Oh, wow, we're miles off it.
Is it earlier then?
2002.
What? I'll never have got that. I've never gone that.
I was really young to be singing that song then. Yeah. I was 12. Like, I'm getting hot in here. Cheers for that, Nelly. We're old enough now. You're listening to talkSPORT. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast. We're live on the Smart TV on the YouTube channel. My name's Shebahn, alongside former Millwall and Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino. Don't know if you've seen this going around on social media. It's good fun. This is the fun side of social media. There's a comedian called David Rose, and he's been doing the rounds. Kind of his interpretation of Simon Jordan.
Oh, yes. I've seen this guy. I think I know him.
Not an impression, an interpretation. Take it away.
Probably say my favourite chocolate bar is a Milky Way. What about you, Si? Well, let's be unequivocal about this from the jump. You've come here asking me to pontificate on confectionery as if it's a binary choice between a Twix and a Flake. It isn't. When you're looking at the architecture of a snack, you have to bake it into your thinking that the Snickers bar is fundamentally greater than the sum of its parts. You have the nugget, the caramel, the salt. They are disparate elements, yes, but when they coalesce under a milk chocolate canopy, the ramifications for the palate are immense. Notwithstanding that, you have to look at the integrity of the manufacturer on Mars. They back the courage of their convictions. They don't pivot because some focus group wants a low-sugar alternative. They understand that a Snickers is cut from the same cloth as the bars before it who built their legacy.
Oh, David. Yes, David. You've got him to a T. That is our Simon Jordan. I love that. David Rose comedy on social media with that one. There's lots of Simon Jordan focus.
There's some genius stuff that happens, isn't there, with social media?
Like the good side of social
Absolute genius stuff. You know.
I'm usually on the bad side of social media.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything in life is, the black on the white, the good and the bad, but some of it is hilarious.
Yeah, the award-winning Jim White and Simon Jordan back tomorrow for you, 10 o'clock here on talkSPORT. No doubt they'll be hearing from their old pal, Martin O'Neill, who's been with them all season. I saw a tweet from Simon Jordan yesterday, actually, saying, just let's all go back to not caring about Scottish football. And I thought, oh, you cared for a few days, sir. Say that to Martin O'Neill's face.
I'd add something to it that I would like to think this is the birth of something different because of what's happened this year and the obviously having Tony Bloom come into Hearts and push the agenda of making another team stronger. And we've seen what Motherwell have done and others, Hibernian, that you actually go in looking and thinking, is this a one-off season or is this the start of maybe a slightly different trend?
And is it going to be Martin O'Neill? Is it going to be Askew from Motherwell, who's been linked to Celtic? Is it going to be Robbie Keane? And will Hearts be able to do what they have done last season? I just think they'll be so pumped from what's happened there that they'll want to put it right. And Rangers need to catch.
I mean, look, they are so dominant, Rangers and Celtic, because they have the financial muscle to dominate football.
Yeah.
But there is a slightly different interest that's come into Scottish football this year.
And Hearts will get the Champions League qualification games as well.
Yeah.
Now, so, and Motherwell got European football.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I mean, absolutely brilliant. Time now to get the latest odds with Coral.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Oh, and a very good morning to the one and only Simon Clare. Hello, sir.
Good morning, both of you. Obviously, really, were you just 12 in 2002? You were so young, Shebahn.
I know, singing Hot in Here by Nelly.
Oldies.
I mean, how old were you in 2002?
I was 32.
So Amy wasn't born then, am I right? Hold on a minute.
She was 7 years. No. How old was she? She was, got somebody else. She was 17. Why does Amy always crop up in the show when I'm speaking to you, Shebahn?
It's a good thing. Just send her my love.
She loves it. Don't you get me wrong.
Simon, where should we start? Because I want to go to the USA PGA, the major, because it's suddenly become very, very intriguing.
Oh, it has, hasn't it? Absolutely fantastic. I mean, Alex Smalley is too clear. He's the 92 favourite, but just because there's such a tight bunch behind that 4 under, 3 under scores. John Rahm poised. He's 5-1 chance. He's 4 under. Rory McIlroy shot back. He's 6-1. Ludwig Aberg's also 6-1 chance, but loads of big names. Xander Schauffele and Scotty Scheffler are still a few shots off. They're 12 and 14. And then Aaron Ryan, Dickie Taylor, 60-1, but loads in there. A guy, an American golfer, Maverick McNeely, he's on 3 under, 22-1. Born in 95. Surely his parents were Top Gun fans. I did Wikipedia him, actually, wondering, just to see if it said anything like that. And he apparently is one of 4 boys. And I only hope his brothers, Goose, Iceman, and Cougar are all watching on tonight when he's there. Sure. But anyway, so go on, Maverick. But no, I think it's Rory McIlroy and John Rahm are the big names hunting down Alex Smalley. Who do you think, Cass, is going to end up at top tonight?
Well, because they're so close, I've got a feeling for Aberg. I just think Ludwig Aberg is going to win a major one day. But whether it's this weekend, but it's intriguing because it's so tightly knit between all of them, and some great stories there. That's for sure. Aaron Wright's a great story because as a British player and not a long hitter, as Eddie Pepperell was telling us, he's he's still hanging around in a long course with only 2 par 5s.
Yeah, exactly. Great late night viewing tonight on the TV for sure.
For sure. Football wise, live here on talkSPORT 12:30. Manchester United Forest odds, please, Simon.
Yeah, Man United Forest. I mean, look, it's some terrific games today. Man United are odds on 4-6, 4-1. Forest away from home, 100-30 the draw. United pretty much, well, I suppose Villa are 3 points off, and you'd like to think Man United will finish up in that 3rd place spot for sure. I mean, I've just been sort of I'm still trying to get my head around the European places, actually, because it's incredibly complicated. But Villa after beating Liverpool on Friday night, they're 4-5 to finish 4th. It's 10-11 Liverpool. But obviously Villa are away to City, Liverpool home to Brentford. And if Villa were to lose and Liverpool win, they'll leapfrog, and that 5th place position is critical. If Villa finish 5th, then 6th place goes to the Champions League. Now, whatever happens 6th will go to the Europa League anyway. So the hunt for that with the likes of Brighton today, who are away to Leeds, they're 5-4 favourites to get the 3 points they need to try and catch Bournemouth, who are away to City during the week. You've got Brentford, they're 4-6 favourites against Palace, who may have eyes on, obviously, their European final in a couple of weeks' time, and they're not far off that 6th place, or indeed 7th, which gets Europa League football. So, I say all the games today have those European implications. Everton and Sunderland, they could get up to 8th place, which could get into the Conference League, and they're playing each other. It's 5-6 Everton, 3-1 Sunderland, even... of course, Brighton are away to Leeds, and they're 5-4 favourites there. I mean, that just as an ex-player, Cass, I mean, 2 games to go, all the players and all those sides, they know that how big a deal would it be to get into Europe next season for them?
Yeah, well, it'd be a massive challenge because at the start of the season, the objective would be to try and achieve something, Simon. And if you do, great. It's a successful season. Yeah. We've got Nace in Ireland racing.
I thought I'd chuck this in there only because I say it's, we've got the USPGA, so great football, and racing's not a huge day today, but over at Nace, beautiful track, by the way, beautiful part of the country as well, lovely town. Aidan O'Brien, who's just cranking into gear, there's 4 big races, there are 2 listed races in the Group 3. He's got the favourites for all of them. Expanded, Victorious, beautifully named 2-year-old, Charles Darwin, beautifully named 3-year-old, and it finishes off with Mission Central, a lovely sprinter who won a big race at Ascot last year. All favourites. I think the 4-fold works out at about 18-1. But yeah, if you're a racing fan, a flat racing fan, some quality horses from the Aidan O'Brien yard in action at Nace today.
I think my mother-in-law's from Nace,
Yeah, it's lovely.
Oh,
lovely.
It's a gorgeous place. They've got this during Punchestown. Everyone after racing goes to Nace, and it's one of these beautiful Irish high streets with loads of pubs like McCormack's and Lawler's, and they all look like small pubs from the outside. And you open the door and you just get hit with the noise of sound, and they just go back about sort of 200 metres and have marquees out the back. It's unbelievable.
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Simon, thank you very much as ever. We'll see you soon.
Cheers, Simon.
Take care. That was a look at the latest odds with Coral. 18+ be gambleaware.org. Please gamble responsibly.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18+ gambleaware.org.
Coming up next, former Man City, Liverpool and Spurs midfielder Paul Stewart will join us on the Weekend Sports Breakfast.
You've got Madonna, Shakira and BTS are going to headline the halftime show at this summer's World Cup final on July the 19th. The halftime show during last summer's Club World Cup in the United States between Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain lasted more than 24 minutes. This is going to be the first time that there has been a halftime show at a World Cup final. I've got a terrible feeling that you're going to tell me you have no problem with this.
No, I haven't got an issue with it.
Oh, God.
But then I'm used to... Listen, I love American sports. People know that. I love American sports. I love the Super Bowl halftime show. Of course, it's not going to be for everyone, and I get that. I've got no issue with that at all. But what they're going to have to do is make sure that they've got plenty of bikes in the dressing rooms, the warm-up areas to keep the legs moving, because I've been to halftime, 24 minutes, that is long. Especially when the intensity of the game, then you go in and you cool down a little bit, and then you talk about 25 minutes before you get yourself back out there. They have to keep warming.
Aaron, you know when you say that you love American sports and you therefore don't mind the intrusion of a halftime show, I kind of get it. I went to a Super Bowl. Snoop Dogg was there.
That was unbelievable. That one.
Yeah, and that was great because it was a Super Bowl. But I wouldn't necessarily want that at an FA Cup final. I think when you buy into the American experience, you get the American experience. Why are we getting the American experience in a game that doesn't necessarily need one?
Probably because it's in America.
I think if it was elsewhere, it probably wouldn't be. That wouldn't be the case because it's in America.
Although we started to get it in Champions League finals, haven't we? We've had Dua Lipa at a Champions League final.
Yeah, you know, I get it. It's not for everyone, and I've got no argument. If people come on here and say, "Nah, it's rubbish. I hate it." Then listen. You're going to get no argument from me. I just quite like it. But then also as well, it depends on the act. Like, listen, Shakira. I know a couple of her songs. Madonna. I'm not a fan of Madonna. I know she's a legend, but that's not my cup of tea.
Good morning. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn Aherne. From a Millwall striker, Tony Cascarino is here. Name that tune?
I'm not sure.
I don't recognise.
I'm trying. I recognise the sound, but I can't think who it is.
Bob Seger.
Oh, Bob Seger. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not into Bob Seger, but I wouldn't have got that.
We'll feed that back to him. Morning, Bob. And our special guest with us now, Hollywood Nights. We're playing this because there's a story in the papers today that two-time FA Cup winner Erling Haaland has landed an acting gig.
Go on.
Back home in Norway. He's going to play a Viking. Classic.
No.
A family adventure comedy which follows his family's voyage from Norway to China. Not his family's voyage, a family's voyage. I can't see him being an actor, but I love Haaland. I just think he's cool as anything. I love his YouTube channel, like the way he talks, like the way he gets on with everyone. He's also an absolute beast on the pitch. I think he's cool.
Yeah, I mean, look, Vinnie Jones did it. I played with Vinnie. He became an actor. I've seen.
Ali did it.
Yeah. Also, Eric Cantona done acting in films. So, there's one or two of them seem to find a way.
Bruno Fernandes could do it.
As in?
He's always rolling around, isn't he?
You're a fan of the club and you're saying it.
I bloomin' love Bruno, but come on now. No more of that, please.
Yeah.
Here's what's coming up for you on talkSPORT today. After us, Sean Custis and Henry Winter bring you the Sunday edition. The lads are out in the office just now going through all the supplements, all the details to come. From 9 o'clock, Reshman Chowdhury brings you Game Day exclusive with Manchester United against Nottingham Forest. So the build-up is at 11. And kick-off is at 12:30. Adrian Durham arrives with the crew on Game Day Live from 2:30. All the goals as they go in the Premier League and beyond. And you can get your calls in the final word with Madge and Pards at 6 o'clock this evening. Trans-Euro Express back as ever from 9 o'clock. Stay with us here on talkSPORT. Download the talkSPORT app to stay across absolutely everything. It's time now to take a look at the latest FA Cup action in partnership with McDonald's.
FA Cup update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? Order delivery on the McDonald's app today. From 11 a.m, 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability. Price may vary.
So only 8 years ago, Antoine Semenyo was on loan at non-league Bath City, but yesterday carved his name in Wembley folklore with an ingenious flicked finish to win the FA Cup for Manchester City. Captain Bernardo Silva gave Semenyo his flowers after the game.
Antoine was not only a massive signing in terms of his quality as a player, but you can see in the dressing room that everyone, from the beginning, everyone loved him. He's a great character. He's a winner as well. And today he had a magical moment in a final, which is not easy to have. So I'm really happy for him.
Yeah, perfect day for Pep. Another trophy for him. There's reports that it might be his last trip to Wembley. He wants a stand named after him as well. Joining us now to talk more about it, former Man City and Liverpool midfielder Paul Stewart. Good morning, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Good morning, guys. You okay?
Yeah, good. Tell us, Paul. I mean, it's a bit strange because I remember Ken Bates talking about Chelsea and as a club and saying one day this club is going to be successful and going to achieve great goals. And all the lads at the time, it's a sort of 92 period, and sort of laugh thinking, what's going on? You know, and then you could make the same about Manchester City. These two clubs have got that similar path where they, always had great fan base and clubs that could be far bigger, and they have become that.
Yeah, I mean, what Pep's done at City is just beyond incredible. I think he's probably going to supersede Sir Alex and some of the other managers that have done so well. I mean, I watched the game yesterday, Cass, and it wasn't a spectacle by any means, but the goal that Semenyo scored just lit up the cup final, really, because I don't think it, as I say, I don't think it was a supporter spectacle for those that are neutral, but they got the job done. They've been beaten the last few times they're there. This time they got it over the line, and like I say, I can't see Pep leaving City in the near future. And, I can't see into the future, but I just think he's part of the club, part of the fixtures and fittings now that he'll go on to win even more trophies. And what a signing Semenyo has proved to be. He's scored some massively important goals for them since he got there, and none more so than yesterday, which was just an exquisite finish.
Yeah, Paul. Look, we all know that City have had money and spent well. One thing, and I said it earlier in the show, one thing they do incredibly well as well, they don't have to go down the data road on every recruitment of every player they buy in. They actually look at what they see, proven players, done well, and then have had the ability to go and get them. Semenyo and Gay changed the outcome of this season for Man City, didn't they?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And when I look at managers now, Cass, I see Pep as managing the club. A lot of the clubs now have player power, and there's very few, maybe Arsenal, Arteta, and the lad at Liverpool, Aston Villa and Liverpool are probably the only ones that still command that dressing room, as you know yourself, having played the game. And I think that's very important. I think that managers should be managing the team and have that power to manage and to make decisions. And, Pep has all that in abundance, doesn't he? So, they have had the money over the years, but they buy so well. There's a lot of managers have money, but not necessarily with the same outcome as what Pep has at Manchester City.
Yeah, and it's one of those things as well. I mean, yes, you're right, a lot of money to be able to go and get Guéhi and Semenyo in the last window to strengthen the side to win two trophies is brilliant, but maybe sometimes not even having the best team, Pep still finds a way to win, much like Sir Alex Ferguson, and that conversation comes up as to who was the best manager, Fergie or Pep Guardiola. So you reckon he's going to stay? You think he'll stay at the club?
I think he will. I think he you know, like I say, some people have affinity with clubs, and I know Pep has had history of moving on when he feels he's done everything. But I just think it's a little bit different at Manchester City for him. I think he loves the club, obviously, but I think he gets the people from Manchester, as you know, as I think Klopp did at Liverpool when he was dominating. I think that all them factors are brought in, and which is why I don't think he'll move on. I don't think he's anything more that he can go and achieve now, having done what he's done throughout Europe and now in the Premier League. So unless he sees that you know, they seem to have insight, some of the managers, when that team's just getting too old. But I think that's a long way off with the Blues.
Paul, you mentioned managers and power and all what goes on, and we know what players can react. And you know, you're a former Liverpool player, and Mo Salah has come out and spoke about. I sort of defended him because I don't feel it's this. Oh, I'm going to throw everyone under the bus now. I think it's a reality check for the football club.
Yeah, I do, and I think Liverpool are going through that at the moment, aren't they, Cass? I mean, they got well beaten during the week by Villa. The only thing I will say is, look, I think with them winning the league last year, and I think he deserves at least a window to. There's no doubt he needs to strengthen at the back. He needs the Newcastle striker back, doesn't he, that he paid a lot of money for, and have him firing on all. Yeah, we know Mo, who's been an absolute revelation at Liverpool, is going to move on, but that happens at clubs. I wouldn't be, and I know this talk, I wouldn't be so hasty to change managers. We have only got to look at some of the other teams, Cass, and see how many times, you know, Spurs and Chelsea have changed managers and at what cost. So for me, I would definitely keep him there for the next season. Give him a window to strengthen. We all know that there are areas that really need strengthening at Liverpool Football Club, but I think he's the right person, and I think the lad that's gone to Chelsea, so the reports say today anyway, is out of the running now because he's joining Chelsea, Zabi. So I would keep him there, Cass, that, you know, honestly, and give him that window to try and rebuild the side that obviously needs rebuilding.
And Spurs, before we let you go, what are you thinking for Tuesday? Because they could get at Chelsea. They've been better with De Zerbi, Spurs.
Listen, again, I'll refer back to yours and my time, Cass. We could never get a result at Chelsea as a Spurs side, and that seems to be, when you talk about bogey teams, for us to go to Stamford Bridge is always a difficult task, and I think it's still going to be difficult. I know Chelsea are not firing on all cylinders, but that news was a bit disappointing for me, the fact that it might just lift the club and the players, knowing that they're playing for the place, and that I don't want them to do it against Spurs, because, guys, listen, I'm fearing that Spurs, you know, we always say they're too good to go down, but, you know, this season with the final fixtures for both West Ham and Tottenham, I do fear a little bit for them, guys, which would be heartbreaking, to be honest.
Yeah, well, good luck to you for that one, Paul, and all Spurs fans as well. It's going to be a tough one, that's for sure, but good to speak to you, and thanks very much for coming on here. It's always one of those things now, you're not allowed to give compliments, but you look so well, Paul. So well at the moment.
Thank you, thank you.
You've got colour in your face, big blue eyes. You look great.
I played against Paul when he was at Blackpool. A long time ago, Paul, yeah?
It was, wasn't it, mate? Yeah, it was.
Be one way to make you feel old after that compliment.
I'd rather have your comment.
Right, Paul Stewart, thank you so much. Have a good day.
My pleasure, guys.
Cheers, Paul.
And that was all thanks to McDonald's.
FA Cup update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? Order delivery on the McDonald's app today. From 11 a.m, 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability. Price may vary.
This is where people will send the messages. Don't you think it would be weird if the shoe was on the other foot? And I'm like, and he gave me a compliment, I'd be buzzing. Right, big day of football ahead. We need a chief to take us through it all. Oh, Crookie's on the way next.
Another developing story this morning coming out of Manchester United. Manchester United have reportedly reached out to other potential candidates, but wish to speak to Michael Carrick first. What do you read into that? Is the significant fact of that Carrick gets first dibs in speaking to those who will make the ultimate decision?
Well,
in other words, he's leading the way.
I find it strange how these things come out. Like, who is it leaking the fact that United have spoken or speaking to other candidates before they speak to Michael? I mean, it's bizarre, especially when you're talking about one of the biggest clubs in the world. Can they not do business? Can they not keep their own counsel? I find that a bit bizarre, but he's done really well. And, with the position they were in to where he's got them, you could argue he deserves another go at it and bring some players in the summer. And I wouldn't say that's a huge risk. The progression they've made under him, I'd give him another go. Yeah.
Yeah. Significant, Simon, that they want to speak to Carrick first.
Yeah, again, I don't know who's briefing in and whether it's coming from Carrick's side or whether it's coming from Man United's side as to the briefing in as to why Man United need. You can employ an England manager without anyone knowing about it, but they can't seemingly have a conversation amongst themselves without broadcasting it to the media. I don't understand why that is the case. I still think it's fraught with lots of questions that need to be asked and answered about the position of someone that becomes in moments of adversity. We've seen no moments of adversity for Carrick, really. He's done the job, so it makes it a conundrum. Morning. Hope you're having a good Sunday, a good weekend. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn Aherne. Former Millwall striker Tony Cascarino is here. Oh, this is bad news. Middlesbrough and Scotland striker Tommy Conway.
Yeah, I saw this.
Yeah, we thought, but he's been ruled out of the World Cup. He's going to require surgery on his ankle, injured last Tuesday. What a shame for him because he's had a great season.
Yeah, big blow for him. Missing the World Cup is a tough one.
Yeah, absolutely, especially in the season that he's had. Fingers crossed to Tommy Conway. Don't forget the Scotland squad announcement is going to be Tuesday midday. We will be across it all for you here on talkSPORT as we build up to the World Cup. Days away now.
Feels so close now, doesn't it?
Oh, just around the corner.
When are you leaving?
I'll leave on somewhere the 8th of June, right? 9th of June? 9th of June.
9th of June. Yeah, we're not far off, are we?
Yes, just around the corner. Reports in France suggest the entire Marseille squad could be available on the transfer market after season-long drama. You've already told us about this, Cass. Marseille will finish 20 points off first place PSG.
Yes, they're miles behind. Now, look, it hasn't all been confirmed, but it's apparently that Marseille's full squad, everybody is up for sale, even recent signings. Okay? And with that, there was also talk of there could be some deals if a club buys more than one of their players. They can get like a reduced fee on the second one. Right. So I don't know how Marseille have got themselves in this issue. It's a club that's always full of controversy. Now you can see probably why De Zerbi left, a club that was clearly heading in the wrong direction. And it's sad because they're a huge club in France.
Yeah. In other news, talkSPORT understands Manchester United have offered Michael Carrick a 2-year contract with the option of another year. To look ahead to Manchester United against Forest, live on talkSPORT at 12:30 today, our chief football correspondent here at talkSPORT, Alex Crook. Good morning, Crookie.
Good morning. We good?
Alex.
Great.
Yeah, we're great, Alex. Tell us your latest news, because obviously now Carrick, it's a 2-year deal. Is it with a year added on?
Yeah, that's my understanding. 2 years initially with a year's option at the end of it. Could even be announced as early as today. We know that Michael Carrick is due to speak to the Manchester United fans at the end of that game live on talkSPORT against Nottingham Forest. That's something not all Manchester United managers have done, but certainly something that Sir Alex Ferguson used to do at the end of most seasons. So Michael Carrick is following in his footsteps. I think also key to this is the fact that Steve Holland will also sign a long-term contract. And I think he's been absolutely crucial to the success that United have had under Michael Carrick. I've got to say, it is an appointment that seems to have divided opinion amongst the fan base. I think it's a no-brainer, really, when you look at what Carrick has achieved. They're going to finish third in the Premier League table. They've beaten all of the teams in and around them in the race for Champions League football, including their historic rivals, the likes of Liverpool and Manchester City, Arsenal and Chelsea. And you look around, Luis Enrique has been touted by around Hugh Woozencroft. I don't think he's going to leave Paris Saint-Germain anytime soon. Thomas Tuchel would have been a big target, I think, for Sir Jim Ratcliffe, but he has obviously signed a new contract with the FA. So I don't really see a genuine alternative candidate. And I think Michael Carrick has earned the right to continue beyond the end of the season.
Yeah. I think he's deserved it, like you, Alex. He's, for me, he's done what was on the tin, was to get the team playing, get them to a certain level, which is Champions League football, and with that, a style that the fans will embrace, that they have. And, the win at Arsenal and the win at, was it Manchester City as well? They backed up as well. So there were two performances that were very United-like.
Yeah, and even the game against your Liverpool, Cass. I mean, I've got to say, I think the final scoreline probably flattered Arne Slot's side, but it was a victory in United traditions, wasn't it? Yeah. Free-flowing football, late drama with Kobbie Mainoo scoring at the Stretford end. And again, if you look at the things that Carrick has done well, putting him back in the team when he was so criminally, in my opinion, ignored by the previous manager, I think has been a massive part of United's success, not only because it's brought some stability to midfield, it's allowed Bruno Fernandes to flourish in a more advanced role, his preferred number 10 position. He's not reinvented the wheel, Michael Carrick. He's ditched that back three system, which clearly wasn't working for this group of players. He's gone back to a back four. He's got wide players playing out wide, which again is part of the United tradition. And obviously it has reaped its rewards.
Yeah. Talk to us about then Alonso to Chelsea, because the news came out yesterday that it's reported a deal has been agreed.
Yeah, I'm expecting formal confirmation of that this morning. Might even happen before you guys go off air. It's a 4-year contract that Xabi Alonso has agreed. And I think this appointment and the fact they're going to call him manager and not head coach is quite interesting. Yeah. It is an admission, I think, on behalf of Blueco, the owners. There were protests against them by Chelsea fans outside Wembley before the cup final yesterday. It's an admission that what they were doing hasn't worked. And, they're bringing in a manager who's going to have a lot more say in terms of the recruitment. I think he's going to command the respect of what is a troublesome dressing room, not just because of what he's done in management and that incredible spell he had at Bayer Leverkusen, but because he was obviously a distinguished player in his own right. He's going to speak the same language as a lot of the Spanish speakers in that dressing room, which I think was a problem for Liam Rosenior. Certainly the likes of Enzo Fernandez and Marc Cucurella didn't necessarily respect his authority. Chelsea think they're getting a good communicator, someone who's going to set high standards, and someone who is, I think, going to be demanding of a much better environment than what Chelsea have seen in recent months.
Which is needed. Listen, Crookie, we'll have you on standby for that news as it breaks today. Thank you as ever and have a good Sunday.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Alex.
Good luck to Manchester United today. They're on at 12:30 against Nottingham Forest. It's live for you here on talkSPORT. A full fixture list of Premier League action. Game day live with Adrian Durham. Also with you later on, going all around the grounds with all the goals and the games as they happen. And then, of course, this week, Cass, Europa League final. live for you from Istanbul. Villa take on Freiburg. That's Wednesday night, 8 o'clock here on talkSPORT. Good week ahead.
Yeah, looking forward to it, and good luck to the Villa.
It don't stop, that's for sure. What are you off to do now?
I'm going to watch, obviously, the early game at 12:30, Manchester United. So, yeah, looking against see how they do against Forest, and the golf later, most definitely.
Looking forward to it. I'm going to go back and watch Celtics win from yesterday. I was only joking. I'm not. I probably will. Have yourself a wonderful Sunday. Look after yourself. And coming up next, it's the Sunday edition on talkSPORT.
James Corden is with us in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning, mate. Good morning, James.
So happy to be here.
It's our pleasure. How are you?
I'm really well. Yeah, I'm very good.
Thank you for coming in.
It's a pleasure.
It's lovely. We've got so much to talk to you about.
For sure.
Before we talk about football, right?
Yes.
I was just going over old stuff that you've done, right?
Mm.
And I was watching with my producer Ollie this morning when you did the Sports Personality of the Year. I think it was 09, 07, I can't remember. It was nearly 20 years ago. And you stood up in front of everyone, right?
Yes.
You gave, as Smithy, you gave this massive speech.
Smithy won Coach of the Year.
And I said to the producer, he's got a good memory, right? How nerve-wracking must that have been for you? Was that just insane? Did you have autocue on that? Or was that...
Well, yeah, no, there was a prompter, but the issue was with that is we shot that 8 minutes before they went live for Sports Personality, so we only had one. We could only do it once.
Yeah.
From the standing up in the crowd, the walking through, doing all the stuff. So also, lots of we had to